Chad, we are here. February 1st. I don't care. But it's Royal Rumble season.
We were
I
on the
hope
road
y'all
to
ready.
WrestleMania.
Thank you, Razor. Thank you, Razor. Hold
Hold
on.
on, what?
I'll be damned, Chad. We not letting y'all off the hook that easy. We not giving y'all time to gather yourselves. No. Not tonight. Maybe some other night. Maybe on a Monday night. Maybe on a Friday night. But not PLE Royal Rumble Saturday night. Woo! Sorry, Chad. But I'm not sorry at all. Ooh, baby. Yes, sir. Hit that QR code up there. It'll take you right directly to this song. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're going to be bringing you another episode right now live. Unwelcome Your Thoughts. Off the Hip. Royal Rumble recap. My beautiful folks in the community. Let's go. It's time. It's time.
Tell your folks, tell your neighbor, tell the folks in the next county. We are live in Technicolor, and we have a men's Royal Rumble winner, the odds-on favorite, the man of the hour, Mr. Main Event, Jay Uso.
Oh, baby. Man, what a... I'm not going to lie. I was so hyped for today's Royal Rumble. The men's Royal Rumble delivered. I want to talk about the winner. You said it. You got it right behind you. It's going to be Yeetamania. Oh, we.
And again, let's talk about those closing moments because, like we touched on a few moments before we came on the air, that last 10, maybe 15 minutes, that was a match within its own self. Now, you mentioned you wanted the Armageddon Hell in Cell to return. What if those are your six men?
Mm. Roman, Punk, Seth, Cena, Logan, Cody, or Gunther?
Or
Or is this
Jay?
a or Jay? Right, we going
I'm
opportunity.
I'm thinking maybe an after Mania thing. I'm saying if this man were to beat either Cody or Gunther, what if those them six dogs fighting for the gold?
Mm. Cheers to everybody in the chat. I'm sorry, I got to get one right because this is insane. You know, I think Indianapolis was a good city to hold this event, and it was something about the atmosphere to me. They weren't like super duper loud, but just seeing the football stadium being put, the football arena being put into use, it was just it looks like a spectacle. I'm not gonna lie. I had asked you before the show, did it live up to a main four pay-per-view feel?
I
It's safe to
stand by a
say.
strong yes. Also, real quick, this is the longest PLE since probably Mania 39? Because I think 40 stopped at a hard four. This went 4.5.
Yeah, yeah. And I think they probably learned from years past when having two rumbles in one night, maybe you want to give yourself room to work. Like they started off tonight with the women's Royal Rumble match, ended with the men's. With everything we've seen tonight, I feel like that was the right choice to start off with that format right there. Um, I selfishly wanted them to start with the men's because, man, like just think like how this could have been just starting off to set the pace of the night. But I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to
If
follow.
yeah, I was gonna say if that would open up the show, I'm sorry, that's the death note of everything else because of those closing segments and that visual we got after that final elimination happened. Just the look of just utter. John Cena was shocked, like he had just seen the Holy Spirit. Like he's like, what did just happen? You could tell his whole soul went numb.
Now, do you think at that moment in time when you see where the fans see Cena and Jey Uso as the last two, who you think they want to see more get that opportunity? You think they want Cena to go on, or was it split in your eyes? You feel like there was a split?
It was a it was a strong split, but in all honesty, this might have been the right call because again, I get it. Yes, you want folks to say otherwise because that he's very monotone, whatever, kind of stale in the ring. But you can't deny that he has that rare ambiance, that aura about him.
Big Match
There, there,
John.
there, there's a light on that. That's the energy that he has. That's vastly different. And like we said before, just this connection to the crowd is something that we haven't seen since the likes of a John Cena, a Batista, and Eddie Guerrero. Like just this gravitational pull that he has amongst the WWE universe, it's rare. So again, this might be the move moving forward. He, like I said, he has a certain energy around him that again Cody can't even match.
Mm.
Aside from the woe, through the good, the bad, the ugly, they're just sticking behind him, and it's getting stronger and stronger. This could be possibly bigger than the Yes movement,
It's
and that
feeling
says
that
a
way too.
lot.
Yeah. And again, to me, I'm not saying like the Yes movement wasn't organic, but it felt very rebellious. Like, okay, we're not going what you're feeding us. We want this. This
Yeah,
feels a lot
this is
organic.
like
Like,
Triple H telling that this is the guy I want to go with, and the fans saying, "You're right, we're right behind you."
yeah,
You don't ever
that's
see that.
yeah, no.
Cody's was rebellious. Roman's was had to be earned. Gunther's had to be earned for them on the main roster side, but with Jay, it's just it's a spirit you can't really kill. It's like it's only getting stronger with every battle.
I do hope he gets what he deserves at WrestleMania because, like I was telling you off air, my concern is to have the man win the Royal Rumble and fall short once again at WrestleMania. If I can't even see how that's a possible play right there, but
And I think after 39, after the discourse that caused with everything that led to 40, I think they might at least Rock might have learned his lesson with that. To where,
yeah,
hey, we have lightning in a bottle. We can't afford to let this wither away. It's here. It's proven that it's only going up and up and up throughout the whole 2024 of last year. Again, let's pull the trigger. He's proven to have sustainability with this. A lot of people thought the Yeet was going to die out. It's gotten stronger. A lot of the people thought his mic work, his ring work would go stale. The crowd is only loving it that much more because, like a Hogan, like a Cena, the move set has been simplified to only a X amount of moves. So once you bust out those greatest hits, one, two, three, we're good.
man, I
He
was
doesn't have
very surprised like that they really allowed Jay to pull the trigger because it was in my mind, okay, he's a real hot favorite. The crowd is behind, but will they really let him like you said, now he's a Royal Rumble winner. His name is etched in history, Royal Rumble winner on his way to main event WrestleMania in a singles match for the heavyweight championship of his choosing.
it's like yeah, you main evented for the tag belts, whatever, but now you main eventing for the throne. Are like I told you before, like to me, it's very ominous and vibes and memories of Jeff Hardy. Everyone has him on this upper echelon again, similar to Batista and the other guys aforementioned before. They look at you like this. Some thought you were down here. Jay's in that same boat, and it's like, are you the guy that everyone believes you can be? Now is your shot. Put your money where your mouth is.
There was a lot of interesting I think it's gonna be a lot of interesting stories that come out of Jay's thing, and it's gonna be weird for him. I'll be honest. I'm gonna get to it. Amethyst, what's up, Amethyst? How you doing out there? I feel like it's gonna be weird for him because we seen the moment where he kicked out Sami Zayn out the Rumble. We
And
got to
then hit
see,
him with the, you know what it is?
yeah, and right at first it looked like it was accidental to me. Like, okay, somebody might have sidestepped, and nah, he just went for it, and Drew sitting there laughing.
That was another beautiful. So this match had several shots that you could just frame on a wall because they were money shots.
Man,
Stu, the cameraman, was on his shit today. They must have got him a brand new camera, gave him a pay raise, everything today. He's like, I'm going in. And again, some of them drone shots. There was one shot that I wish the drone would have tried to get because I was very curious about it, and that was so you know how the music and all that's all linked to the LED boards on everything around in the whole venue. Is it
Hmm.
also linked to the little side panels on this new announce table? 'Cause I did see some LEDs on there today.
It might be. That'd be
That would
crazy.
be awesome. Can you imagine on Monday McAfee just yeeting his ass off as the table under him is lighting up? He
Mm.
won't know how to act.
Let's talk about it though. Let's talk about let's start off with the men's Royal Rumble match. We speaking about it right now. Let's get into. You say you're doing okay, not happy Roman didn't win, but at least it wasn't Cena, Punk, or Logan. Hey, Jey Uso picked up the victory. We had Rey Mysterio coming out first. It gave me vibes of when he won back in '06. Like I'm be honest, cause I knew he wasn't gonna win realistically. Like, but
Mhm.
it was okay to just have that nostalgic feeling. Like, wow, Ray
it,
coming out first. Like,
it was an interesting decision for number one. And then, honestly, as I look at it, probably the next seven folks, it's like, oh, this made sense because, like I said, this portion of the match between the first seven, eight folks, maybe let's say even the first 10, or no, the first half, whatever, blah, blah, but it was an entirely different match. This one was fireworks after fireworks. This was all the energy or whatever. This was just a firefly. Yes, Ray was leading up, but also coming at number two, making his PLE debut,
mm.
Senor Cero Miedo. And
Penta
he
wasn't
just,
shy. He bring out the blue. He switched it up.
and you can see on his face and his body, he was just embracing the moment. And he had that pause, like, damn, so this is what they've been talking about.
I think it was
And it,
perfect too. Like you saying, that moment of embrace, him and Ray, and then he hits Ray with the "I'm sorry, I got to do it to you."
it's the student and the teacher, big bro and little bro.
Man, real quick though, to start the match, we almost, I mean, like, I gotta call it what it is. If I'm gonna be an officiator, gotta call it down the middle, man. We almost had a moment, look like Penta, both his feet might have touched the
That,
floor.
that was close.
That was very close.
That's one of those in the NFL. There was a running joke. You had to get the Gene Steratore index card to see it on the chains if it's 10 yards or not. You had to get the
Man,
little index card and just see if there's any room or not.
but I think it's safe to say that everybody wanted to see Penta go on longer in this match. So I don't think, like, usually the crowd would have been back a few years, the crowd would have been chanting you fucked up, or they would have been on it.
But hey, homeboy went just under 45 minutes,
Man,
and he wasn't backing down from nobody. But we'll get to that.
just
We will
just
get to that.
just imagine though how much different the Rumble would have had to went if they would have had to call his elimination.
Oh, I mean, if Vince was running the show?
Oh man.
Oh no, I promise you, everyone would have been shitting on the whole Rumble after that. Like everything else that would have happened wouldn't have been as appreciated as it was.
It would have felt like you walking on eggshells, right? Like,
Uh-huh. There
man,
would have been them
Yee, I see
awkward
you out there, Bill.
silences. There would have been just hijackings of the show, whatever. You made us see the return of a beach ball. I don't know.
Yeah, because that could have went bad, but at least they was able to get it back together. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Um, Chad Gable comes out at number 3.
And I was like, okay,
Mm.
we ramping things up a little bit. And him and Penta were running it back real quick. And again, they have beautiful chemistry together. Then at number four, it got even more interesting.
Carmelo.
Right
Ooh
out the
wee.
rip, smokes someone a Hurricane Rana. Like, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, he came in with some fire. I'm not gonna lie.
And again, imagine him and Penta down the road. That's going to be a fun matchup. Or even any of these four men with the man that came in at number five, Santos Escobar.
I like when
So
Santos came out.
So already I'm like, oh, we getting a little lucha feel over here. Or they get to see what actual lucha is because these are some of the best guys that Mexico's ever produced. It's like, all right, let's go. I got flashbacks of Ray with Kidman, Noble, Psychosis. I was getting those vibes back. I'm like, oh, I feel like a kid again.
I was surprised though that Santos Escobar got as much offense as he got in. Like he went in there, he did the 619 on Rey Mysterio.
Oh, that was tough.
He had pencil with the Mexican Destroyer.
Smoked him with that.
Yeah, like I was like,
Uh,
dang, like,
Again, he was shooting to kill,
mm-hmm.
and again, he's proven why. Again, he needs to be looked at more for maybe that U.S. title picture. Because again, you sleeping on him, and he's showing you why you sleeping on him.
Now
And
this
then
is
again,
this is yeah, it got
good.
interesting. Just watching the pace, I just thought in my head, like honestly, I was watching with wifey and I told her, right now they probably gonna bring a big dude out. And the spot that like they gave to the person that came out after Otis, I thought
Well,
Otis was gonna get that spot, come through and clear house. You know what I'm saying? But the next entrant,
I'm intrigued as to why they try to went back to teasing Otis and Gable again. Now again, I'm talking about that first initial slap, but that was unnecessary. Now Gable countering the caterpillar with the ankle lock, I thought that was beautiful.
yeah,
I'm like, oh, that was smooth.
he wasn't trying to see none of that.
No, but it just the timing of it. Because
Yeah,
remember, Otis has a big dude. Like if he goes too soon, whatever, Gable's getting kicked in the mouth.
said Jay Win was unexpected, but I think Cena wanted to put him over. Yeah, it's looking like, you know what I'm saying? It's looking like that was part of the play. Like, if,
I words for that later in this episode.
yeah. But that was a good catch right there from Chad Gable when he caught the ankle lock on Otis. Number 7.
Now this is where
Oof.
mm, you saw me. I was blowing a head gasket because
Man.
first we get number 7, part 1. I'll get to that. Well, before then, Mello gets eliminated,
Yeah,
which again,
Braun Breaker came through and just tore him up.
oh, what was that? Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
Braun.
Braun did come out. I forgot. I missed one. How could I forget?
Yeah,
Braun
7.
came and started spearing everybody, German and everybody.
He dismantled Carmelo, and I think that's pretty much something that we spoke of a few weeks ago when Braun Breaker came through. Instant, they made him look like a star. Carmelo, on the other hand, they really got him in the weird spot where he got to earn it, and I think just that shows where they at, both of them right now in the roster. Like Braun Breaker just disposed of him easily. Like,
And that was kind of the thing in NXT as well because it's one of those like I don't want to be rude about it, but this almost comes off as you can see who's putting the overtime in the after hours and who's just chilling.
I mean, yeah, he worked on his craft. Braun Breaker definitely is a force right now, and back in NXT, they would have put on a good match. Right now in the Royal Rumble, he's on a whole different level.
And then again, to me, like I said, just it looks like who's going that extra mile and a half to try to get better themselves. Like
Braun Breaker,
Braun, you
all,
like yeah,
mhm.
Braun. You see him every week. He looks like he's bigger, faster, meaner, and Mello looks like he's been the same since NXT.
Braun Breaker also took out Escobar. Now I think this is the moment you was getting to, right?
Yeah, because yeah,
Okay.
I was hot.
Number 8. As soon as I heard the music, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of was like, I knew because the only other person left in that faction is Tozawa. So I was like, damn, they put Tozawa in here. We see Carmelo Hayes attack Tozawa before he even get anywhere near the ring. As soon as he just walk out the walkway, he
Drops
attacks
him.
him, drops him. And then it's treated like as if he got a concussion. Like Carmelo rocked him so hard, Tozawa seeing lights. They had to accompany him back to the gorilla position. And I think we all knew something was up here, right? Like, oh, we're gonna get some kind of entrant or missed rumble spot.
Yeah, it was definitely a surprise.
So Triple H was like, man, we need somebody to replace him. Then you hear the pop from the crowd. He looks over. So
Then
yo,
before he said
Speed,
you saw me, I'm like, nah, don't do it. No, no, no. That's a Vince thing. That's in the past. We talked about this last night. He got
man,
them Vince habits in him.
he called for Speed. Speed, we need you to go in there, man. My man Speed, you know what was funny too? My wife had pulled up the Speed was over live on YouTube talking to Stephanie, like, and then like you could go back and watch it. It was a funny moment. How I'm just like, man, but I ain't gonna front. I also got a little bit more muscle than what I remember. You know what I'm saying? He ain't look
I mean,
half
he's
as
he's not
bad
he's
out
not a
there.
small kid, but he's still a child.
Yeah, I mean, man. I mean, they got what's the young OG over on NXT?
Oh no. He didn't get the Javon Extra. He got the Daniel Pewter treatment.
I'm screaming.
You know what I'm talking about.
But I'm saying the young OG younger than him, than Speed.
Yeah, but Javon looks like a grown ass man.
Man, it's a new era win, like. But we did call this yesterday. We seen one of these spots on either Casanat or Speed,
You
and
called it.
bro, I was very surprised. Not at like the fact that he was in it, but what happened after. He actually eliminated Otis, bro. Like he helped Braun Breaker eliminate Otis. So Speed actually has an elimination under his belt in a Royal Rumble.
Otis didn't deserve that.
And Speed got himself a nice little viral clip right there, viral gift because
He got a couple of them things.
yeah,
Like I
that
said,
Braun Breaker
he
speed.
he
Oof,
he he got he got the Daniel Pewter treatment.
man.
I honestly thought Braun like broke his ribs.
You say you wonder what this means for Roman?
I'm
Oof.
a, I got some for that too. But yeah, if I was anybody, I would look at Speed. You got knocked the fuck out.
Mm. Sheamus came out at number 9. I was like, okay, we got
Oh
Sheamus out
no
there.
no before we get to that, ISO did get eliminated not long after.
Yeah, Braun Breaker speared him and packed him up, threw him over the top. Otis
Mm-hmm.
caught him, fall away slam over the announce table. Ooh wee. Thanks for coming, Speed.
Otis had to get his lick back
Yeah, thanks for
because
coming, Speed.
maybe that elimination wasn't supposed to happen. Maybe it was supposed to be just Braun.
Mm,
So like I said, in the business, whatever, if you do something it's supposed to, you got a receipt coming.
man,
Or just because you Logan Paul's boy, don't mean your ass bulletproof. So he probably annoyed someone in catering that said, "All right, youngster, we got some for your ass."
I need to see it now. Speed versus Otis.
He'd kill that boy.
I need that to kickoff match at Mania.
Fuck it. Let Speed challenge Braun in open invitational.
Mm,
I need to see him get speared out of his shoes.
I thought that's what was gonna happen today. Somehow
That's
them damn
that's
things slid
probably why
on
he
his
wore them. Those run a little extra snug. He probably wore triple socks to make sure they stay snug.
right. Like, but we get Sheamus at 9. I don't think elimination transpired between when Sheamus came through.
No, he was giving everyone the 10 beats of the boundary.
That's right.
And I was hoping Speed would stay in a little bit longer so Sheamus could light his ass up on some hardcore Holly shit.
Mm. He was laying them things in on Braun Breaker. He
Yeah,
went for
he
more than 10.
was. Braun's probably like, "Hey, chill, damn."
He said he got Otis on the overbet. Man, Otis versus Speed.
Voodoo, my man.
Telling you. Sheamus, you know what I'm saying? He's a good veteran to have out there. I feel like I don't not dislike him, but I just don't think he's gonna win whenever he's out there. But he's a good person to have if
But
you want to have other people look strong.
but then again, this was the portion of the Rumble to where we stepped away from the high flying stuff, and then you had the heavyweight knockout artists start coming in. Because yes, you had Sheamus come in. You also got to put some respect on his name. Big Jim had to come start popping out,
Big Jim at 10. Hmm.
and he
I
was
like
getting
his new
active.
music. Yup.
I'm that little jersey growing on me now.
And even though he
And
got the same moves, like him and Jay share the same move set, it's like it don't really matter because it's like when they get their shit off, it's always fun, you know. So I was glad he was getting some offense off. Number 11, we get Andrade out there.
El Idolo,
Ooh wee.
and again, getting active, and again, the little heavy hitters, like the folks that ain't afraid to get a little stiff with it, coming out, and then enter the motherfucking werewolf.
Ooh wee.
I,
Jacob
I, I, had to, I had to
Fatu
bring this one
entered
out
at
again
12.
because he was getting active from the jump. He was not here for games.
He came in there catching wreck. Like anybody that was in sight, Ludwig, I about to say Ludwig, Chad Gable, everybody that was in sight was getting it. You know what I'm saying?
Got a little
He's
stare down between him and Penta.
that's a yup.
Like I said, Penta wasn't backing up from nobody. He didn't bow up from Sheamus. He didn't bow up from Jag. He's like, all right,
I
yeah,
did
you
feel
bigger than me.
though, to be honest, in that moment, I did feel like he kind of should have let Penta finish that and then snuff him. But I was like, him snuffing it kind of like made Penta look like just like beneath him a little bit. Like he ain't had no respect for that shit at all. Like what man,
Hmm.
you ain't finishing this shit. Yeah.
But
But it
then,
just
but
shows how
then
much Jacob's a beast though. That's all that is too.
now, was it also real quick? Was it before Jay came in or after Jay came in when Big Jim busted out a poison Rana?
Word. He did though.
Actually, that might have been on Jake. If memory serves, it might have been after that.
I don't remember, but I do remember him doing that. I don't remember the sequence if it was before or after.
Big Jim getting up there. You mentioned the same moves, so that reminded me.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't see Jay pull out a poison Rana.
Mm-mm.
I was like, okay, he been working. But then again, the next entrant, which this was more heart gut wrenching and heartbreaking than the Otis elimination.
Chat, I'm gonna walk off because that's how I feel about Ludwig's thing. But I can hear Razor. I'm here. Y'all can still hear me, but I'm gonna just do a walk off. But you
This,
got it,
this
Fat.
was this was sad. I mean, this was Bushwhacker Luke. This was Santino Morella levels of like what the fuck. Like this was up there with at the greatest Royal Rumble. Titus falling, slipping through under the ring. This is up one of them moments in my mind.
I just didn't understand why. Like I don't know. I just felt like Ludwig could have spent more time in the Rumble, did more. I don't
He
know.
could
Maybe
he could have did anything but that.
yeah. And then I mean
I would
to
have loved
to
him get physical with Penta and some of the folks in there. Let him run it back with Sheamus. Let him run it
but then
with.
to your point right about the further in the story, who eliminated him? That's the only thing. But
Yeah.
see, that's the tricky part about putting certain people in programs because it's like Ludwig is one that I think a couple people wanted to see him excel, and it's like he's in a position where his character is used to put other people over, and I think he could be a good heel. I mean, like he has that tall Randy Orton kind of build, like a, you know
He's
what I'm
smooth on the
saying?
mic.
Yeah, he could
He,
be a good heel.
bell to bell, he is technically sound. Like again, okay, he's a little slender, but he's a lankier Adam Cole. But still, at least he got some muscle on him. Damn. But
Pardon me.
but
Hmm.
the individual that came after that, I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did. I'm gonna be honest.
The Miz.
Yes,
Oh,
Miz was
brother.
putting some work in too a little bit.
He was, but and he tried to, he tried to springboard Jacob Fatu. I was like,
It
it was
wasn't the
too,
smartest thing.
yeah, it
but
was too much.
again, he trying to prove that he got big balls.
Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, like the Miz is one of those like right now, the way he's been used on TV, I'd prefer him not even have been in the Rumble. Like I don't know what happened to Randy Orton if he's injured still. Um, Solo Sokoa, those are just two people that could have been in this Rumble that have
Omas.
Omas. Like you know, I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't shit.
But the next one, quite a surprise, I must say, and I was surprised by the reception you got as well.
Mm. Clap,
Say his
clap.
name and he appears.
Do you believe in Joe Hendry? Man, I ain't gonna lie. I was happy to see him out there. He got a good pop. You
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying?
it's one thing for the NXT folks to get him, but folks wanted him in the Rumble last year. We didn't get him. He arrived this year, and man, oh man, were they loving him.
Yeah.
And again, another one getting active to where you had Sheamus in the back, just like damn dog, do you go ahead?
Yeah, he just watching. Yup.
You was impressed,
And Jacob had to put that to an end right there.
and and Sheamus tells him, "Why got picking him like that? He was doing just fine.
Yeah, I was enjoying that.
I was entertained."
Yeah.
You it's like he changed the channel on the TV on purpose.
Yup. I thought it was funny how they started having that little moment right there, and then like nothing really happened. Like Jacob just went back to beating up Joe Hendry. But
And
then, yeah.
then these next two, in the
Oh,
words of Jim Ross, business picked up because the king has arrived. The tribal chief had entered the fold,
like you said, it felt like two different matches. The first 15, we got through the first 15. Now we on the
and this was
second
the and then
stretch.
the middle part was like the intermission, but it still got some shit going on. Now we in the main event of the match,
Hmm. Roman
and
Reigns, the tribal chief, 16. I was on my feet. I was surprised he came out number 16 too, because that told me like, okay, he's gonna be in here, like you said, furthering these stories, not just coming out number 27, 28, and it's an easy road to WrestleMania. So I fucked with Roman for coming out at 16 and being in the ring with a lot of people. Like he shared the ring with Joe Hendry, right?
again, he dropped him
Like that's cool for Joe Hendry. He could say he shared the ring
with
with
Roman
Roman
Reigns,
Reigns. Yeah. He didn't get the Cena, but he got Roman. Still a win.
and then following him, the Scottish
Whoa,
psychopath.
whoa, hold on, hold on, hold
Oh,
on.
oh,
Roman Reigns, he threw out Miz, Sheamus, Joe Hendry, and then him and Braun Breaker had that stare down.
that's right. How could I forget? And that was Matt.
Braun Breaker, oh wee, he delivered a massive spear on Roman Reigns.
And then he eliminated that for his
Bra-
fourth elimination.
yeah, then he proceeded to eliminate Braun Breaker right there. Jimmy, this is the moment we spoke about earlier. Jimmy went to go give Roman Reigns a hand.
I got
Roman
you.
accepts. And then
But
Jacob. Whew,
speaking of Jacob, let's not forget before Roman came out, Braun was staring him down too.
yeah. Oh yeah, they had their moment.
And I've been saying, imagine when those two bulls lock horns.
Man.
They're in the stadium big enough to hold them too. That's one of those hide the women and children. This is not going to be a pretty fight.
at all. Fatu, Jacob Fatu eliminates Jimmy after Jimmy gives Roman Reigns their hand. Now we see Roman and Jacob staring each other down. Now we could get to your next entrant.
Because it picked up.
Yes, it
You had
has.
Drew come out. Drew walks out immediately, locks eyes with Roman Reigns, and throughout that 80-yard walk that he was taking, because good lord, that walkway was long. He ain't blinking, and he just staring down Roman the whole way through. Roman's locking eyes
Man,
with him and saying, "I'm right here. Bring your ass here and get that ass whooped again. A dog walked you before, I'll dog walk you again."
Roman was selling it too because it was like he didn't have a look of like he kind of had like a look of like um like he knows Drew's a beast. So although he was saying come and get me, he knew what he was going
He
up
knew, yeah. He's
against.
like, all right, now I got a real one coming out. I know what he can do.
Yeah. So that moment right there kind of changed the complexion of the match for me seeing Drew come out right there.
And,
Drew
and
and
man, were
Jacob
they
started
trading
tagging
bombs.
Roman. Man, they started jumping Roman. I'm like, damn, this is when I start feeling a little like the odds were against Roman. Jimmy just got thrown out. It's just Roman in there by himself.
But again, think about it. Look how many of them it took to hold down God.
Man,
And you can see in the distance, you can see Heyman's face like you need an army to phase him. Imagine when it's one on one. That's probably what he's thinking because he wasn't concerned just yet. The only time he looked concerned was Drew one on one or Jake. Everyone, the fact that they were all ganging up on him, he had a little bit more lenience where it's like, okay, it takes all of you to hold him down. I see how it is,
then we get Finn Balor coming out at 18.
which
Uh,
was interesting
yeah,
because
it was
honestly,
quiet.
um, no. Given who came out later, I think he was in because of that. But honestly, I didn't have him pegged to be in the match at all.
Same.
I mean, again, he got some stuff in, which again was fine, but overall, it's one of those maybe because he wasn't as active, and I you could have swapped him out with anybody and would have been just fine.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad because of again, this is Finn Balor we're talking about,
Yeah, I think he was just like a one of those names, so people weren't mad at seeing him out there. But you're right,
and that's not fair to him.
he was kind of
It's-
just out there.
yeah, another one that was kind of out there, but he was a little more active was the following contestant, the United States champion, or do we call him the Japanese heavyweight champion? What do we call him the belt these days? But we get
Super.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Mm. I didn't really like his theme music. I'm be honest. Now listening to it, that long walkway, I like the first time they switched it.
Well,
That that first night.
I'll say he got 3 remixes in 24 hours.
Mhm.
But
Like that bass
yeah,
that they throw in that, they do that shit for almost every heel.
yeah,
Like I just don't understand it.
that's what I said. That's when it first came out. It sounded like Finn Balor's song that he has currently.
Mhm.
But after Shinsuke, the party started.
Mm.
We get main event Jay Uso dripped out with the white and pink.
Fire.
But again, also if you notice, Roman was wearing black and red. Jimmy
Mm-hmm.
wearing black and red. Like I've been telling y'all before, Jay is not affiliated with the OG bloodline to the fullest because, again, Roman hasn't actually extended his formal apology yet, nor has he acknowledged him as his equal like he's been demanding or like he demanded the one time. But
Hell,
again,
we didn't even see Roman go congratulate Jay after the win.
we haven't seen that yet. Oh shit! Yeah, again, could imagine the scene that. Well, but he was kind of knocked out after the match technically, but we'll give him
True. Mm-hmm.
that. But uh, again, he getting active right away. I'm very curious to see what him and Jacob do down the road
Mm.
because again, and because like I said, Jimmy, he's been putting in a lot of work and it's been paying dividends. But after Jay, safe to say, an unexpected surprise because we didn't know the timetable of his injury. I'd say it was a hell of a surprise.
Mm.
The return of the phenomenal one,
Like an hour ago.
Uncle Allen, has returned.
Uncle Allen.
We get AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, that's right. Alan
Like I
Jones.
said, it was do we call it an unexpected surprise?
I felt like it because it was very hush hush on his status.
Yeah,
Like,
because
you know,
when he got the injury, he had been on his social media talking about how he he was saying there's a strong chance that this injury might have just ended his career, and he just went radio silent for that. So it's like, okay, is this real? Because usually on Twitch he's been known to be very informative. This one he was hush hush, so it's like he really going through it. So again, folks are just getting his piece, and then we hear that music, and everyone was happily surprised.
I'm glad he went back to that music, his
Mm-hmm.
first WWE theme song. Like that other stuff wasn't bad, but this is what's synonymous with him. When you think of AJ
Yeah,
Styles, is like, how you don't want none. That's what you think about. Like, so I kind of enjoy seeing him out there. He looked like he was hitting on all cylinders.
he
Uh,
looked he leaned out a bit too. So maybe that added mass that he got was a little bit too much for his knee.
could have been. Like this really looked like AJ Styles of a few years ago, like when he was on that hot run.
Mm-hmm. Don't know if y'all remember last time. Before this last injury, AJ was on that Randy Orton diet. He was massive,
Yeah.
big boy.
And I guess I mean it looked good for like a heel AJ Styles. Like he was out there just wearing black, so kind of just made him look savage for real. But yeah, it was a surprise. He even had a moment with Jacob out there.
Mm-hmm.
Number 22, we get Braun Strowman.
That big sob.
Now I think this is the part that kind of surprised me a little bit because what I'm gonna just dissect off this, he eliminated Jacob Fatu.
Very quickly and abruptly too. If you ask me,
So I feel like this is gonna lead to more stuff between them.
which I'm okay with.
I'm just feel like it's gonna get to that. It's gonna feel like Bronson and Braun Strowman all over again. Like if their rivalry ends in a last man standing match, they just went the same recipe route with that. To be honest, now I hope it's not that. And I hope this is a display of we gotta make Jake. But Jacob already looked dominant against Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman actually he even picked up the win. Jacob didn't win that match. He lost by disqualification.
Yeah.
So there's no
Well,
reason to like really further that shit. Other than I want my revenge, which he got it in the Rumble, but now I feel like Jacob's gonna go fuck with Braun because he eliminated him. Which is, I get it, but
with Braun on Raw or SmackDown,
SmackDown.
Yeah, they're gonna run it back at least once more. Well, at least one more time
Uh,
on SmackDown.
yeah, man.
Or honestly, we'll probably get a qualifier for the Elimination Chamber, and that'll be the qualifier.
I wouldn't be mad at that. I
But
wouldn't be
then
mad at that at all.
after that, coming in at entry number Jordan, we get the Michael Jordan of the WWE. We get the 16-time world champion. We get the Doctor of Thugonomics for the last time in the Royal Rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, John Cena.
Ba, ba, na, ba. Ba,
And you
ba,
tell
na,
he's
ba.
a little emotional because again, this is the last dance for him. And out the gate, we get vintage Super Cena. Who did he eliminate out immediately?
Oh, you want to hear it again? Oh yeah. He said, "Man, oh brother, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna lie. I really like caught the goosebumps, caught the grown man tear jerker because it felt like anybody that's ever watched your favorite wrestler go through their last moments, you would understand that. Like if you was a fan of Shawn growing up or even Ric Flair, them moments where you knew that was their last.
Yeah,
Undertaker,
in our case, we grew up watching this man perform.
but I ain't gonna lie. When Austin walked away from WrestleMania 17, it might have been 17 or 18 when he fought The Rock the last time.
Mhm.
Bro, I think I was almost done with wrestling at that point. Like I was legit like, damn, one of my superheroes are gone. You know what I'm saying? So I can imagine like the people that I love seeing it. So it's me seeing him out there one last time, I was just like, yeah, this is it. I was taking it all in. The lights flickering, it felt like real John's last Big Show John was there.
Big Match John was
Big
surely
Match
here.
John. Certainly there. Now the only thing I'm gonna be honest, all right, he gets to eliminate Braun Strowman, right? This is I took partial issue with that because it was kind of like, okay, so Braun's whole purpose was to go in there and throw out Jacob, and then
Yeah, that's what
shortly
I
after,
didn't like that
yeah.
either.
So I was like, okay, and then Cena I think he had eliminated Finn Balor as well.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was outside the ring. He did the AA from the apron. I said he had to go do a little Super Cena moment.
Yep.
And then he went again and he tried to give Braun the AA, and then that's how we led towards the elimination.
Hmm. Now my when him and Roman have this stare down in the ring,
Oh,
it was
that that
fucking dope.
that that sent chills down my spine. That was the Rock Austin pop that many people claim to have, that others have had. No, that was it right there.
They went into full cinema mode, like because I think it's only safe to assume. I know I called it. I don't know how many other people felt this way. As soon as they stared down, I looked at my wifey and I said, "CM Punk."
No, so again, yeah. So these next few, the next two, I felt they came rather quickly.
They did,
I thought
and
the
I
time
had
was
an
very
issue
odd.
with it. Yeah, because they did this stare down bullshit, which I didn't know how to feel about that. I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
So
damn.
so again, we get Cena and Roman staring down. Then we hear Cult of Personality Punk comes out,
And then they
and
just stand there like
within a
statues.
matter of moments,
Bro, the motherfuckers were standing there like statues, all looking at like the Spider
the
Man
doing
shit. Like,
yeah,
like,
and it felt like literally like a quick sneeze later, we hear "Burn it down," and I'm looking at my colleague, I'm like, already?
and my wifey called that one too, cause once I said Punk, she's like Seth. I'm like, oh man, like yeah,
But again, I'm not mad at it, but it was weird.
What I did enjoy is how Seth came in and shut that whole little staring party down. Like
Made a
he ran
beeline for Punk.
Punk, yeah, like all this y'all all staring at each other. Man, I said I'm trying to eliminate Punk. This is what I'm doing. I really enjoyed that from Seth Rollins.
Yeah. That's kind
He,
of what saved it, but yeah, it was a weird sequence. It was weird.
yeah, cause they tried to force the, and you know what kind of made it a little too much for me too. If you really looked at Cena's expressions, I love Cena's, but he was a little too animated. Like,
He was, yeah, he was way overboard.
yeah, a little too
John, I
over the.
love you, but damn.
Yeah, so it kind of made it like, oh man, I hope. At that point, I was like, I hope when Seth comes down, he doesn't start staring also, and he got right to the bag. So I was cool with Seth's usage right there. He just made a beeline right after Punk. Like then we see Reigns tangling with Cena.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Everybody's scrapping at this point. We got everybody scrapping. We got all the headers in there. We got Reigns in there. We got Cena. We got Drew McIntyre. Am I missing CM Punk?
AJ already out? Oh yeah.
No, I think he was still
Oh, not
in.
yet, not yet. He was still in. Yeah, so AJ was laid out somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cause I
and then
remember who took out AJ.
yeah, but we'll get to that. But anyway, after that we get
Chill.
we'll get. But anyways, after that we get Dirty Dom,
Dirty Dom. What a good
and
way to like
so once he
suck
comes
it.
out, I look at what number he's coming out. I'm analyzing who's currently in the ring, and I'm like, Dominic, bless your heart.
Yeah. It was
Who
a
does
good
this
way.
stupid motherfucker bow up to?
Man, he really
Roman
tried Reigns.
Reigns.
Yeah, he really tried to go for the three amigos on Roman. Like,
I saw it. I'm like, oh no. Oh, this is not gonna end well for you, kid. You picked a fight with the. I mean, you were fucked regardless, but you picked the one dude.
hey, at
And
least he
even
had a
Roman looked at
frog.
him like, is this kid for real?
At least he had a frog splash on Cena.
Yeah, that was that.
But
But just bowing up to Roman, Dom, you got some huevos. I'll give you that. You stupid, but you got some nuts.
yeah, man.
Like the Roman's looking at him like, is this kid for real?
I'm
And he's telling
surprised.
him like, who do you think you are when he's in that corner?
I'm surprised that they didn't do nothing with Finn and Dom. Like, you know what I'm saying? To maybe
Uh,
throw a tease with their story.
right.
They kept them kind of far apart. And like you said, Finn was kind of like a. We didn't expect him anyway, so maybe y'all could have put them closer in the rumble with each other. Like, cause Dom ain't do nothing significant that I remember. I mean, last year he threw out Braun Breaker. This year, with
I mean, he had a damn good match against Gunther, so I guess that was his signature performance that qualified him. I don't know.
yeah, like
Eh, but again, the Dom stuff was hilarious because it's like you brought that upon yourself.
yeah.
But then after that, we get the probably the more obvious one, and we get Sami Zayn.
Let's go.
You know what I thought was very interesting?
Whoa,
During his
whoa.
entire time in the match,
It hurts to laugh. I'm sorry.
no, this is what I thought was funny. Throughout the entire match, when everyone else was in that the time he was in, there's only one person that he did not lay a finger on, and
Mm.
that was Roman.
I mean, I'm kind of glad you brought up the point about who was wearing bloodline colors, who wasn't.
What was
Sammy
Sammy
had
wearing?
he had the bloodline colors.
Yeah. So again, like I said, I noticed some of these little things that many so they could just be just random coincidence, but again, if you think about it, they are still one cohesive faction,
And we
and
going
it's no coincidence that Jay has not stuck with the red and black yet.
And Chev, y'all just popping in. We 54 minutes into the stream. We started off talking about the Royal Rumble, the men's Royal Rumble. So we're gonna be spinning the block on everything. We on the 27th entrant, Sami Zayn. The reason I'm just mentioning all of this is because I want to mention about Sami Zayn. He appeared in the Cody and Kevin Owens match. That's one. We could talk about that. I just wanted to mention that. And he basically did nothing in that, but now we got him in the Royal
He
Rumble.
consoled his friend Kevin Owens. He didn't celebrate with his other friend Cody Rhodes.
There you go. And then now he's in the Rumble. He didn't go after Jay. We're gonna get to there with Sami Zayn in a second. Damian Priest comes out at 28, but Dominic Mysterio tried to bark up the wrong tree once again. Tried to go after Damian Priest and
Was that not his best South of Heaven choke slam?
bro, the way he caught Dom running from the rope, it's just like them two got magic. They got magic.
Yes, it from the time when he tried to attack Rhea and he caught him midair to this. I mean that for the next like 5-10 years, that matchup is always going to be money.
Yeah, like they really do got magic. And I think at this point, like I said, not to throw shade at Priest. I love Priest. 28. I wasn't even thinking about Priest. I'm talking about what we got 28, 29, and 30. We got three people left at this point.
Well, again, after uh AJ, there was everyone and Braun. Everyone was already spoken for, so there's no more surprises.
But the one I would have thought was maybe a Randy, like I didn't,
No, but
or Solo.
that's what I'm saying. Like there was 15 available spots of unknowns, and after Braun had come out, everyone all 15 of the names had already been filled. So I was like,
Yep,
huh. So,
yep. No, I get what you're saying. Yep. And
but
then
again, but Priest was alright. He was holding his own. And again, we'll get to his some stuff later. We then get someone who
another
uh,
one,
another one, much like Finn. I honestly, y'all can hate me, but I probably would have been okay without.
bro. I forgot he was in the Rumble too.
I completely forgot he's in the Rumble.
Now he had a good showing in the Rumble. I like the now the springboard he did. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Holy fuck! It made sense and it looked great.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. AJ Styles trying to charge at him, and then he springs up, jumps over AJ, and hits Cena. Thank you. Now there's a rhyme and reason for it. Holy shit. So I give it to LA Knight though, even though I felt like it was kind of like, oh damn, 29. Like I'm talking about star studded. Like I'm not trying to disrespect LA Knight when I'm thinking about what's meaningful to the story. I'm still I know everybody's spoken for, but I'm where the hell is Solo? Where the hell is Randy Orton? Maybe they definitely weren't needed. I mean, like we see the show still went on and it went on well, but
They could have
fuck.
put RVD in.
He looked like he was in great shape too. I'm not gonna lie.
He was
Like,
ready to go.
yeah.
But then, as we know, with number 30, it was none other than the Maverick, Logan Paul. And but here's real quick. I thought this was absolutely hilarious. Did you notice anything about Logan Paul and LA Knight?
Logan Paul and LA Knight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you getting at.
They had matching gear.
Hmm.
When you watch it back, they had matching gear, and I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Hmm. But right before Logan came out though, Sami Zayn had got eliminated by Jay. And I thought that was interesting because again, he hits him with a super kick. Um,
Well, no, but no, before that, Priest eliminates Drew.
yeah, that was
That was wild.
yeah. I was like, man, it was a lot of flash kind of eliminations happening at that moment, if I could call them that, because I definitely didn't see Drew McIntyre going out by nobody that he wasn't feuding with. Like I didn't see I would have
I,
thought it would have been
I
Punk
would
or
have bet.
somebody,
I would have
Seth.
bet Seth.
Yeah, I would have thought it would have been one of them.
Maybe a Roman. I thought Jacob would have still been in.
Logan Paul out there taking some Kofi spots, showing that athleticism, almost getting eliminated by LA Knight.
No. That was a D plus Kofi effect.
Come on,
A
bro.
generous D plus.
Yo, you're
I
hurting me,
expected so
bro.
much more.
Yeah, you hurting me right now, bro. Chap, you don't know I'm a bit sick, man, and I'm doing my best not to laugh. And Razor, he know what he's doing right now. Come on.
I'm
No,
just
I
being
ain't gonna
honest.
lie. I ain't gonna lie.
I can't let you get away with that one. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm gonna be honest. I expected him to do something other than kind of lightly jump on the first two steps. Like
He
I
he
thought he would
he
have.
he skipped to the second step. Like he could have just took one step and he was there.
Yeah, I thought he was
Yeah.
gonna show the leg work, like really jolt from either the table or something. But
Braun Breaker could jump from the apron area behind the announce table from the ring apron. He can clear that. Logan Paul got the same hops. What's stopping him?
be honest too, we don't need those spots anymore. I think like they were
That's
cool.
strictly for
Yeah,
Kofi.
yeah. And
Now, I could have seen, or maybe when Phoenix comes, I'm sure he'll think of some creative shit. But unless you're gonna be creative, like legitimately creative, because Kofi did a lot of shit. The
yeah.
women have done a lot of shit. If you guys think outside the box, do it. If not, don't even waste my energy with that.
Nah, for real, cause it looks a bit cringy and like honestly too, it felt like we need to keep Logan Paul out of the mix, right, for a second. That's what it felt like. Like there's gonna be action in the
Or
ring.
yeah, we don't want to
Yeah.
hurt him. We don't want nothing to happen on accident. He wants to be a full timer. Let him do it.
I just didn't enjoy how like that setup of him getting thrown out there led to him eliminating AJ Styles. And I felt like AJ Styles has such a strong comeback performance to just get eliminated like that. But
Do you know what I would have preferred over this failed Kofi spot? Say he gets clocked by someone in the ring and he's out cold and he just rolls from the bottom rope and we forget about him legitimately and then as AJ goes to that normal forearm he comes to and just eliminates that way and then Mac Fierce or Testor says well he never went over the top rope he's not eliminated he's still in the match
the problem is they did that with Logan a few years ago, didn't they?
but it doesn't that's it's this easy thing to do you see it in every rumble match but it's one of those
That is true. That is true.
it's one of those things where you can't go wrong with the classic especially with someone like a Logan Paul.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Where the fuck was Jay at when everybody was eliminating each other? When fucking Punk wanna be eliminating Rollins and Roman, and here comes Logan Paul. I was dead ass looking for Jay. Like, where this motherfucker at? I didn't even know that he was still in the match.
Chilling in that back corner.
Yeah, smart.
But like I said, Jay ain't riding with them like people think.
Yup. How'd you feel about Logan Paul's like he came in, did a double buckshot lariat, like took out who the fuck he took out? AJ and might have taken out Seth. No
Mm-hmm.
bullshit. Yeah.
But again, let's address one of the elephants in the room, and this is something that again that we touched on a few months ago because a rumor has sparked about it, and I feel it's appropriate that we run that question back and spin the block on that. How would you feel about potentially? I don't know if it's I'm not saying for sure, but potentially if they book it a certain way at WrestleMania, John Cena and Logan Paul.
I felt like this, telling you this off air, the way that they set up the last few moments of that match, it that could be a reality, especially if Cena's not to fight for a championship at WrestleMania. Like I know we wanted to see him win the Rumble, main event
Or
WrestleMania, win the Chamber. What if he wins neither?
I will say, let's go down that road. And do you know how you just solidify that matchup? You have Logan Paul pin John Cena at the Elimination Chamber,
Chamber, yeah, and the limp pack him up out that match. Yeah,
and then
I'm
have
with you
Logan
there.
Paul hit the "You can't see me" on him.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm with that for sure. And then
Now,
obviously Logan doesn't win the match, but
especially now we seen a tease of this at or two at previous WrestleManias. But can you imagine if for the final WrestleMania we not only see the Doctor of Thugonomics, but for one last time we hear word life. We
I
got the
felt
American Badass back. Why not get the Doctor back?
they probably do both. I would think.
But I was
Split
saying,
the
like
shit.
I said, we saw the teaser at the Firefly Funhouse. Let's do it in Mania one last time.
Hmm.
And I promise you, but even as Logan Paul, like even if that opens a show and you want to start with a feel good bang moment, again, like it's been that it's that was again back to the roots, the ruthless aggression. That's what made him him, and that's what how we aside from the prototype stuff, that's what we first saw him as. But I just want to
I had to blow my nose. I'm
I just want
listening
to
though.
get your opinion on that, like, because again, it seems like that could very much be a reality down the road.
Yeah, I think at first, like when we was chalking it up, drawing it up a few, like prior to the Royal Rumble happening, I didn't want to see Logan Paul anywhere near John Cena's last match. But the way that things transpired,
Yeah.
I mean, and then like we in a new era too. Like Logan Paul, unfortunately, could be the perfect heel for Cena right now.
Yeah. And again, we knew that if this match was to happen, it had to be under very specific circumstances. So far, this is one hell of a step one.
Yes, we got them in the same ring. They locked horns. He was about to hit the attitude adjustment on both of them. Cena was about to go Superman on Jay, and we haven't seen Cena do that in years.
Yeah, Cena definitely turned back the hands of time with his work.
We
But
had
again,
this. Mhm.
that's why JBO called him Big Match John. It's just this is why that what like I said earlier, this is the Michael Jordan of WWE.
We got the final six: Roman, Jay, Cena, Logan, Seth, Punk.
And let's address that stare down that they had real quick. Because essentially, similar to the women's final six, you had what many people believe to be the past mixed with the present, and on the other side, the future. So I found that very interesting.
What I thought
And
was interesting was that whole encounter, how like Roman and Seth was clearing house at that moment,
mhm,
and it felt like for a split second they weren't even paying attention to each other that whole rumble.
they forgot the other person was in the ring until Roman turns around first, and immediately the big dog was seeing red. The memories came back. The feeling of that chair shot came back to him. The feeling at the Royal Rumble a few years ago when he heard the Shield music against his will came back to him. All the pain and anguish that Seth has caused him had returned. That flame had been lit once again. And he's
Mm,
jaw jacking at Seth, reminding him this isn't over. Seth bowing back down to him. You can't beat me. Then they start trading bombs.
man, they were going back and forth, trading a lot of offense.
And I've been telling you guys for the last year, Roman will have to run it back with them. I told you, it's going to happen. He needs that victory on the road to getting the championship back.
Mm,
So that, much like Jay, that's the one that got away. Paul Heyman likes to talk about the one behind the one. Well, the ones that are behind that one are Jay Uso and Seth fucking Rollins.
do we see a scenario where Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk um main event night one without no championship? Like, okay, let's talk about it. Night one of WrestleMania 40 had no, and we could take it back to hell. I think there was a few WrestleManias that night one had no championship as main event. Kevin Owens and Austin, the tag team match between The Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth. Can we play around with the idea of putting these men in the main event without the championship on a night one?
You want to double down on that real quick? What if that's the co-main of night one, and the main event to that is Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso? The winner of each match main events night two.
Mm.
Throw Cena in that first match, make it a fatal four way. If he's not doing working Logan Paul,
Cause I'm thinking they could do either or, right? Where like that night one leads into night two, or that night one is just like a kind of like what I said with the Austin Kevin Owens thing. It's a spectacle. It's WrestleMania. This is something once in a lifetime. Y'all ain't gonna get to see this
or
again.
an a lights out unsanctioned match, as we ever got that at WrestleMania. Like Takeover's done in the past with Gargano and Ciampa. What if this comes on after the main event? There's a lot of ways you can work this.
Imagine if it'll be kind of, I don't know. It might people might not like it. Imagine Punk and Roman fight for the rights of Paul Heyman. Like who does Paul Heyman like? Like that favor could be, well, Paul, I need you on to be my what was he for Punk? You know how he was the advocate for Brock and shit like that. What was he for Punk? He was just
I don't think that was ever revealed.
mm,
Or yeah, because with Roman he was the special counsel,
so the
then the
wise
tribal
man.
council, then the wise man.
And for Brock, he was the advocate. I guess Punk was just the Paul Heyman guy. Like that was the
Like I said, with just let's go down the road real quick because everyone's knocked out. You have Seth and Roman that are duking it out right next to the rope, trying to throw each other over.
yup.
Punk spots a clear opportunity, bright as day.
Philip,
Flips both of them over.
Mr. Brooks.
Roman's looking at the world like, what the fuck just happened? And you have Seth having that sixth sense, like, I know this motherfucker didn't just do it. And now Seth starts seeing red. And not long after, Karma got Phil. Can we call it that way?
Mm-hmm. He was worried
Gets
about the wrong things.
he gets eliminated by Logan Paul. You don't
Didn't he
think
just say?
you don't think he remembered the whole "I never lost to Logan Paul"
I
line?
was
Now
just
you can
about to
say,
say,
well,
yeah.
technically you just lost. I just beat you. I made it farther in the Rumble than you.
Mm.
But the plot thickened because then, unbeknownst to us, the millions and millions watching around the world. Sorry, Michael Buffer. We then get what I like to call Act 3 of the Rumble, but not only that, it was Act 3A because we got a match within a match. Mr. Rollins, please step forward. Have you ever seen this man crash out in the manner in which he did? This man had a Brock Lesnar level crash out because he's in shock by all of it. He sees Punk, sees Paul. First thing he does, curb stomp to Roman Reigns.
He violated. He put a little extra on that too. He put both feet on that, landed like it was a coup de grace.
Then him and Punk start throwing haymakers, and I
But I
think a
just want
couple
to
of them might
say,
have had a little
like,
sauce for him too.
for me, it was just I was upset at CM Punk's character for throwing them out, and like you should have just let it be, bro. Like you already got this favor from Paul Heyman and shit like that. So there was no need. Like you said, he seen the opening, but at the same time, it's kind of
Well,
like he
like he
took
told
it
Cody,
and it.
it
Uh,
don't matter who it is, your ass is mine. and I thought that was right up his alley. But again, just we then get the did they even try to pull him apart after that first initial time, where they just let him fight because they went on for a good minute. But Punk gets drilled with a super kick,
I feel like I feel like time stopped. Like everybody didn't know what the hell happened, so nobody even intervened. It was just like
and
Seth
that's kind of what I loved about it, because everyone's like, "What's going on?" We know there's been no animosity, but like, what's going on? But
Yeah.
Punk gets clocked with a super kick. Seth makes a beeline back towards the announce booth. He steps over Roman the first time. Heyman's jaw jacking, like, "What the hell is wrong with you? What are you doing?" Blah blah. So then Seth gets into Paul's face, and he's muttering words to him, exchanging exuberant pleasantries, and then gives him the old Stone Cold Steve Austin a one finger salute. Tell him how he really feels. But as he said that, he was set up some steps and all that. He sees Roman climbing, or senses him, runs back to Roman, curb stomp again, and then goes back to beating the piss out of Punk a little bit more, and then off they went. And that was a perfect amount of I guess, last resort chaos. I mean, before I get into the Punk stuff, like I said, I've been calling it for a while that, like I said, Roman and Seth have to run it back. You could not have picked a more perfect intro to this, because everyone knows that while Roman's doing all this stuff, whether it's Seth, whether it's Cody, you are not booing Roman Reigns. They're going to have to play heel. Seth has no problem playing heel. I have the same belief in Cody, but this was absolutely perfect, because the best way for Seth to get into on Roman to get that match going, you got to make it personal. You muted.
Can't wait till we get over this feel good era. Roman Reigns should have been the winner of this 2025 Royal Rumble match.
Okay, let's get into that real quick. So now
Like,
we are down to our final three. We have Logan Paul in one corner. We have John Cena in another corner. We have Jey Uso in another corner. And John is like ready for whatever. Logan Paul's basically saying, "Whoever wants it, let's go." They're all trained up or whatever. Logan ultimately gets eliminated by Cena, and I thought it was in a little bit of a flash knockout type fashion.
hmm
How'd you feel about that elimination?
It was surprising because, again, I thought Cena was going to hit the AA on both of them. So to see like Jay hit the, again, it could either be a scenario like, you know what I mean? What if Logan Paul somehow wins the Elimination Chamber, walks in as champion of WrestleMania, and it's him versus Jay?
Is that
It
something
could
you
be,
feel could be worthy of a main event, as you like to ask us on occasion?
nah, cause I think the Cena and Paul, like Cena end up getting an elimination on Paul, so there's more there. But Jay did crack him in the melon and sent him flying. Like he super kicked his head, making that
Like I
easy
said,
for
he's
Cena.
another one. Got a little bit of that Daniel Pewter treatment today. Oh, you want to be one of us? All right. Welcome to the team.
Yeah.
But, and then there were two. And
Mm.
at this moment, I wish that they should have brought the decimal meter, because this was up there. This crowd was losing their minds, like this was the main event of WrestleMania.
Mm.
Two people that you have the greatest singles champion and one half of the greatest tag team that they've had, or most decorated tag team. Respect to the Dudleys, of course, but still, essentially you had two of their best, respectfully, two guys that have held gold and all that, who essentially done it on their respective divisions, and we got what again? If they run it back, I'm all for it because there is something there.
Nah,
Energy
it's
was
definitely,
unmatched.
yeah, there's definitely something there. I'm not even gonna lie.
Now let me ask you this: what was the crowd louder for? Cena staring down Jey Uso or Cena staring down Roman? Because it was pretty close to me. Jay might have eked out a little louder response. We may have to play that one back just to test him out.
Say, ask that question one more time for me.
Who got the louder pop against Cena, Roman or Jay? Because they were both very close.
I want to say Jay.
So do I. I said we
Yeah, I
might got to
want to
play that
say
one
Jay.
back.
Yeah, definitely. I want to say Jay.
And I thought that was like, once again another feather in the cap to Jay due to the work that he's done. Like I said earlier in the show, he has achieved this rare appreciation that we've only seen a small handful of people in the last 20, 30 years achieve.
Mm.
And he's the unlikely one, which makes it that much. But then again, Steve Austin was unlikely. Rock was unlikely. Cena was unlikely. Batista was unlikely. And now we have Jay. That's a Roman earned it, but Jay, I feel he might have ascended him after tonight's performance.
So, chat community, was Jay the right call over Cena? Like, this is the chance we had it right here, and essentially, this is Cena putting Jay over. I mean, Jay's worked hard. There's no secret about that. Jay's definitely been a hard working man for the last year and a half, maybe more than that. But
Yeah, but that those closing moments where they're both fighting in and out, they're both outside the ring. Cena almost gets hurled, realizes it, and like you can tell they both got a boost of adrenaline because they were like, "Oh shit, it's real now." And Cena tries it for the AA. Jay inches over the ring side of the aprons, just nudges Cena out. Cena lands on his feet, and his soul left his body in disbelief, like what just happened.
now I want to
And
ask.
in the back,
Hmm?
you just see Jey Uso just going, "Oh shit, oh shit!" Like he's in shock. Like, pinch me, I'm dreaming. Like, did this
Right.
really happen?
Yeah, it was a beautiful like image right there at the end to see Cena fall, and he's trying to inch back. Like, did I really just fall off the apron? Like, no way.
Yeah,
Like,
like that. Like that didn't happen. Like no, no, like this is a dream. And then to
mm-hmm,
come back into almost like Bob, like you did that to me. It's like,
man.
oh shit, you did that to me. Wear that like an honor. Like that, like the way Cena's probably looking at this is like this is the equivalent to Brock and Roman beating Taker for the first time. This is one of those. This is Jay's equivalence to that. He got one over on John Cena.
Man, and again, it was surprising to me because I'm like, they pulling the trigger. Like, we got to think
Yeah,
about.
they're really pulling the trigger this time. If you think about it, from the IC run to this, again, this seems like it's very ambient of the Yes movement, and I believe that this could possibly surpass that. I feel it's already surpassed that,
Man,
which says a lot because, like I said, with Brian, like you said, it was rebellious. This is Triple H saying, "Okay, I'm going to trust you to be the guy. Can you be the guy?" W Universe, if I want him to be the guy, will you let me make him the guy? And the fans are saying, "Fuck yeah, we will happily accept him as the guy. Let's go. We riding." And you don't see that
I mean,
hardly anymore.
now there's a scenario. You seen the reports when on the post show they saying Cody might be injured. They not sure if he's gonna be able to even, like they don't know. They don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty with Cody Rhodes right now. Does that mean there's gonna be an open championship for grabs at WrestleMania? Does Cody like relinquish the title? Can like, cause I'm not saying I see like Jay and Cena would have had two different kind of stories. Like, this is the story for Jay to finally make him a validated star. Cena would kind of been like, okay, he gets his 17, but then who's he gonna put over? But I think with Jay, it's like I guess we would have to enjoy the ride and see where it goes because we've been in a few lengthy title runs right now. Do we want to just see lengthy title runs, or do we want to see stuff that makes sense?
Well, the latter is probably the more challenging part because at that
Yeah,
point you run the risk of the championship being diluted because it now comes off as a participation trophy. That's the last thing I think anybody wants. But on the flip side, the lengthy reigns have to be earned. Roman earned his. Punk earned his. Cody, aside from this match, I'm still not convinced.
mm. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's gonna be a real good road to see. And like I said, with that news that Cody's possibly injured, I don't know if it's like they trying to
Could be
find a
the
way.
knee, could be the neck. But
Yeah, I
then
don't know if
again,
they trying to find a way to take him out the picture there, X him out.
but then again, if that's the case, truly, then why do we get the result in that match? Again, there's a lot of stuff that could be conflicting, but again, a lot will happen. I think a lot will solidify at least in the next 6 weeks.
I don't want to feel like I'm asking the same question different ways, but I'm gonna do it anyway. With all the story mode or all the storylines that was taking place, was Jay winning the right way to put a cap on this Royal Rumble?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, again, Cena being the final elimination may be a questionable debate, but I think given for what they're trying to do, Cena being the last one was the most appropriate.
They said Cody would address the universe on Friday. Yup, heard that. They say he'll be on SmackDown.
But again, to your point, could you imagine if again maybe that, like I said, that Armageddon Hell in the Soul, maybe that main event's Mania, and the 6 men that were in this Rumble could be the 6 men. Imagine that.
That would be crazy. Let's say Cody is injured. Does Jay like can Jay just walk into a main event and
So no,
get like
I think I remember, but let me pose this question. I think I know the answer to this. Does Triple H do the Vince McMahon thing and have Jay use that WrestleMania or main event, whatever, as like an early cash in for the vacant belt, to where maybe he goes in as champion?
what's up, June? I see you out there. Appreciate you stopping in. Oh, that'd be crazy though. The early, yeah. I mean, what I
Yeah, again,
see,
but I think you run the risk with that. You run a big risk.
I feel like Jay's gonna choose Gunther, and that other championship seems more likely to be an elimination chamber, only because everybody else at Factor, unless they go the other way and Jay really wants to go after Cody and Gunther's is in the chamber. Cause I could kind of see that too, where everybody else we talking about, Seth, Punk, Roman, most of them are on Raw.
Well, who says one title's got to be defended at the chamber?
Could be what you thinking more than one, or you thinking opportunity to go to
Well,
WrestleMania?
why can't why don't we wait till both belts are defended at Mania?
I want the tag team belts then defended in Elimination Chamber. We're not doing the
Either
heavyweights.
the tag belts and the IC and US belts.
Yeah, I want the tag belts. So like the SmackDown division, with what they had the Street Profits come through and ruin the 2 out of 3 falls match.
Like I
Oh,
said, you got 6, 7 teams, or actually six for sure teams that you can just put in that match. You can easily find 6 men for the US championship. You can find 6 men for the IC championship. And instead of putting the Raw Tag Team Championships, you can make it interesting and just find 6 women for the women's IC championship. Those are your 4 matches right there.
I'm putting Jacob and Tama in the tag team match. in the
No,
chamber.
no.
I want them.
It's got to be his brother. Granted, yeah, a mic work that'd be funnier, but nah. I would appreciate it if it was just the Gorillas. Nothing against Jacob, but Jacob is destined for bigger, better things. What would be interesting is say if you have the Gorillas in the chamber and Jacob in the U.S. title match, and Jacob is the one that walks out with the U.S. championship.
In a chamber match,
Yeah, said they both won. They all three won the chamber.
if he could come back, I don't even know when he cleared.
Well, it's how bad the torn bicep was.
Yeah,
But again, if he's gonna, you figure you got a month till the chamber.
I need them in the chamber match. They savage. I need them in the
Yeah,
chamber
and like
time.
I said, that would definitely put some serious investment in whatever we're calling this version of the bloodline now between Jacob and the Gorillas. If you put the U.S. belt on them and the tag belts on them, again, nothing against the Street Profits, whatever, but those four teams, especially with the new iteration of the Profits,
Mhm.
once that blossoms, there's your Mania match right there.
I just can't see Roman losing another championship match or a championship match opportunity. I mean, the way they did them tonight, I feel like they I don't know. They trying to do something weird to like no tribal ceremony, no. I
Well,
feel like
aside from that, here's why I'm accepting. As much Amethyst is gonna hate this, is why I'm accepting of him maybe not competing in Mania for a championship match. This is the chance for again, if Cody isn't healthy, going to be the guy. Aside from Randy, what else does that division offered him that would give him a quality match? Who else there in the singles division can step at the table? Nobody. If you put the belt on him, he's just gonna. You may as well just have him break Bruno's record, the lengthy one, the 7 year one, because there's no one there that's gonna be able to hold the candle to him. Whereas on Raw, you have him get the belt off of Gunther, and there's a whole lot of fresh opponents for him. You got two of them right now in Seth and Punk. Maybe
it's
you
a
have
lot.
maybe you have Gunther drop to Cena with some Goldberg interference. Then you have Roman beat Cena, which I feel would be a big deal because again, Jay could walk around and say I eliminated Cena to win my championship, and Roman could clap back with yeah, but I beat him for mine. And again, that further thickens that story.
Man, there's a lot that could go on though for sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? Roman
And
Reigns, I think though, like me personally, kind of like what Amethyst says, I'm not okay with him taking L's. So that's the thing for me. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm on point with what you were saying about like they're positioning him in a way where Seth Rollins is gonna go into the match being a heel, doing crazy shit, crashing out.
but let's say I don't expect him to take that many more L's. It's just that now he's gonna be on a climb to where he for the first time in 5 6 years, he's now on the chase. Now he gets to have that sense of hunger again. Let's not forget. Can you imagine if he decides to fuck around and smoke Braun for that IC championship for shits and giggles? And maybe
Mm.
you have Roman as the Intercontinental and World Heavyweight Champion, and he's back on his God mode bullshit to where he says, "I run Raw, I run Netflix."
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna be honest. I haven't enjoyed this little position, and they trying to make Roman Reigns babyface. Like we've seen it a little with the whole him versus the
But but
Bloodline
but
stuff.
here's the thing: he's not a he's not a baby face But then again, I don't believe Cody is a babyface because again, Roman ain't changed. He ain't changed a single way. People may think he's different, but no, that's the same man that pulled up and said, "Wreck everyone and leave." That told everyone to acknowledge him. That forced his family into joining his faction known as the Bloodline. Like he's still that man. Nothing's changed.
And I agree with that. That's why sometimes when they position them into like we gotta feel bad. Like I'd rather just see the dominance. Like yeah, there's
Oh
gonna be
well,
times he
again,
get washed, but that was complete bullshit.
I don't look at this as being a wash. Like I said, he the way he looks at it, he got snaked by someone that his wise man said was trustworthy while trying to eliminate his biggest op. So now he's gonna come in as wise man saying, "I thought you said that we could trust him. What happened?
That's why
Who
it got
whose
me
side are you
psyched
really
for him.
on?"
Yeah, CM Punk did some idiotic shit. Like Seth Rollins is out there to eliminate you, but you want to do some stupid shit and
Again,
seek the
I thought it was
opportunity.
masterful.
Like for what we seen after, sure, but it just like if you talking character story, you didn't win the Rumble. It was dumb. It was dumb. You're not going to WrestleMania main event. It was masterful for us to watch as fans, and for him, character, it was dumb. You lost, and Logan Paul threw you out.
I was just gonna say, what's that famous line about pride?
For real.
Shout out, get rich or die trying.
Yeah, probably gets you killed for real. And that's the best story that they told in that for real, because a lot of people did prideful shit throughout the match, and it was biting them in the hindsight.
But again, I look forward to what they got coming for all six of those men.
It's gonna be beautiful. And back to your point though, I want to see more what happens with like CM Punk. I started to feel like he might go down a dark route right now too, even though he's kind of like always real, and him being real can like you could look at it like he's being a dickhead or he's being honest, brutally honest. But CM Punk really stared Paul Heyman down on some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see where they go. Feel like Seth took out his anger on Roman too much.
No, that only just begun, my brother.
Yeah, like he went crazy.
Like I said, you got people thought CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre got violent. I expect this to triple that.
Mm,
This might match the energy that Triple H and Shawn Michaels once had for one another. Because remember, they were the best of friends, and they were also the most hated of enemies.
mm-hmm.
To where Jim Ross had to beg and plead them to squash the beef. So again, and again, Triple H was heavily involved in that story. And again, this could be something that they could be trying to recreate, and I believe it could work.
The men's 2025 Royal Rumble match, winner Jay Uso. I think a lot of people gonna be happy. Come Monday night, it's gonna be a party.
Does he
I,
open the show?
whew,
I feel like he has to.
yeah.
He has to open Raw.
And then get probably cut off by Gunther, I would assume.
Now, this is what will make it interesting. Will Roman come out and congratulate him?
Mm.
Will Jay finally get the words that he's been wanting his cousin to tell him for the last few years? All he wants is his approval, and he wants it sincerely. He wants it truthfully. He wants him to mean it because how close they are as a family. Yes, he's still the tribal chief, but on this one occasion, on this one night, please acknowledge me for my moment. I did this on my own. I said I would do it. I did it. I did it for the family. I did it for me.
I honestly don't even think it's gonna happen.
Unfortunately, neither do I.
I think they're gonna keep them apart. Roman, what, partly congratulated him on Twitter, on X. Let's
Oh,
go.
whoa! Did you
Okay,
hear what happened about an hour ago?
nah.
Luka was traded to the Lakers.
Luca who?
Luka Doncic.
No way.
Whoa,
Nah.
man, it's real. This is not a drill.
Whoa.
This is not a drill, ladies and gentlemen.
Whoa.
Also, Anthony Davis to the Mavericks. Wow. Again, what a day. We have Jay winning, Lucas out of Dallas, two surprises. Also, I'll give you a third surprise. Israel Adesanya got knocked out in the second round, less than 1 minute in. Three surprises.
Wow.
What a day for sports, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a wild day.
Wow. I'm in shock.
This is wild. Okay. So to as Amethyst had put on Twitter, Roman had tweeted, "Yeet."
Yeah, yeet.
But again,
Yahoo News. Chill.
but again, Jay wants him to tell him mano a mano to his face.
Mm.
But yeah, but wow. Like I said, what a day for sports.
That sounds like a made up trade for real. But I could understand why
That is a
because
that is a blockbuster trade right there.
I'm not I mean like I don't understand it, but I understand it if that makes sense. Like it's kind of like you're losing your big men, but you're losing the big men that don't really like playing big men anyway. So,
Also, David Benavidez won by decision, unanimous decision.
wow, so the Mavericks got Kyrie Irving, Klay
Anthony
Thompson,
Davis,
and Anthony. Yeah. Mm.
and it's very likely that De'Aaron Fox will be a San Antonio Spur. But yeah, but what chapter shall we divulge into next on this
We could start.
very fascinating Royal Rumble?
Yeah, we could start off with the women's Royal Run. We could go like not start over, go back to where it started, and we had the women's Royal Rumble tonight. And I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't too thrilled with this. It had moments, but I understand again why this was on first.
This definitely had the majority of the surprises.
Yeah, and more of the big and like we've been hearing NXT people gonna be included. Uh, did we get any male NXT guys? I don't even think we
No, we
got
got
any.
Joe Hendry.
Right, which that was we kind of
We
expected
we
a
anticipated
TNA.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, And I've heard Cole actually mention Nick Nemeth by name tonight, so you
Hmm.
know. But yeah, we start off with the women's Royal Rumble. Io Sky number 1. Then we
And
got
Liv Morgan number
Morgan at
2.
2. Mm. Both former world champions. I thought they
But I
started
think
off
number
solid.
3 was I say a surprise only because of how early she came in the match,
Oh yeah.
and that was the prodigy of NXT, the pride pupil of Booker T, Miss Roxanne Perez.
She had a good outing. Great outing.
A lot of these women had an amazing outing.
Yeah.
And then again, not as soon to follow, we ended up getting the inaugural women's IC champion Lara Valkyria, and immediately following, it seemed like I thought she would have been later, but Chelsea Green, our women's U.S. champion, and Chelsea I think she would. I can see a case for her being the MVP of this match for her portion because she was doing some stuff. You muted, bro.
Chelsea Green is good. She got a lot of, she sells with the facial expressions. She plays into the crowd. She do what she do very good.
Next up, we had again not so much a surprise, but again, I'm glad to see that she's getting more of a look, which is BFAP.
Hmm.
I think these reps are making her better and better each time.
Yeah, she was definitely out there using them legs again. She came in, bow, right to the kick. Big streets in the building, yes sir. How you feeling out there, my brother? Guess who's back? Yes sir. Who came in after B-Fab?
It was the American Pitbull Ivy Nile,
Man,
and she was ready for some smoke too.
I kind of wish that she would have went deep in this a little
Oh,
bit.
as did I.
Yeah. Um,
Next
she
up, we
she
got
should have.
Zoe Stark donning
She
some war paint.
yeah.
But one thing I
I
noticed with this is the point to where everyone started busting out very good suplexes. They was all trying to see who got the best German suplex.
but the next one after her to me is one that I know some people might not really like know about Lash Legend or whatever the case may be, but I think she's one that's up next. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Folks have been anticipating this is her official call up finally.
it's that one word, yeet. Rumble was wild. Man,
Now, yes, we saw uh Lash in, but should it be weird that we didn't see Jakar Jackson?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like again the size thing we talk about. There's no real like. There's a lot of those small women on the roster right now, so it's not really like when I look at Lash, it's kind of like, oh wow, and the things she could do, like we looking at her to pick up these women, or if the women could pick her up. But with
And
Jakara, she can still work, like she could still benefit from working down there.
and speaking of which, I'd say to say that the next three women were surefire heavy hitters in
Mm,
Bianca Belair, Shayna Baszler, and Bailey, three former champions,
correct.
three women that could very easily be atop the division should someone see fit.
Ivy now had eliminated Valkyria,
Yep.
possible. We could probably see a title match down the road off that. Bailey was out there. Who had came out after?
After Bailey,
Yeah, because it was Bianca coming in at number 10.
then it was Shayna and Bailey.
Okay.
And then after that, we got someone that I feel is very underrated, and that is the third member of Pure Fusion Collective, Sonya Deville, the New Jersey Devil herself.
Mm.
Again, she's talented in the ring, much like some had a string of the injury bug, but when she's on point, I think you can make a strong case of why she should be up there as well.
All I know is that I'm gonna win it, and if I don't win it, you're gonna win it.
We weren't there just yet. There was one before her, and now one person was representing Alpha Academy, the Alpha Babe, Maxine Dupree.
Now I felt conflicted with her appearance. Like, felt like she always looks good in these spots where it's like, oh, it's the Royal Rumble, the PLE, we throw her in, and but then we don't.
You want to see more than that.
Yeah, it was good. She
It,
came out.
it's the same thing with Otis on the men's side. It's like, yeah, this is cool. The funny stuff, haha stuff's cool, but what else can you do? We know you can do more. What else can you do?
Yeah, like we see her drop the straps, like we see her adding to the character, but it's like, are we
Do
gonna
a
get
little
this?
flex on top of that.
Yeah, like, are we gonna get this anytime soon? Probably not.
Yeah, but then after that, we got Miss Glow herself.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think about her overall performance?
I mean,
'Cause if you ask me, I thought it was lackluster.
yeah, I mean, like, I think just
I felt let down by her performance for the most part.
again, what I said when they do these tag team moves, I don't like like, they don't just get into the shit and do it. They kind of gotta like make sure, like, or we like, and I don't know if that's part of the move, but it just come off real choreographed when they do that. Like, oh,
Yeah.
let's not take the wrong steps. Like, let's do it. It just looks weird. It's
And
not
it doesn't
clean.
help when Bianca's substantially taller than Naomi.
Right. Because I think that's another thing that makes some of their moves. Like, you had two, not saying Naomi's not strong, but I give her more of the athleticism and
Hmm.
speed
She can
over than the
fly.
strength. Yeah. As to where Jade and Naomi, they could just do whatever, pick joint
Hmm.
girls up and do all kind of crazy
Same with
stuff.
Lash.
Yeah. Bianca
But
kind of got to match Naomi's athleticism with their
hmm
tag team moves, which
and
causes for like that
she'll get a little
synchronized.
winded.
Yeah, they got to do that synchronized looking at each other stuff. Make sure they're gonna hit it at the same time.
Yeah. Now these next two women, once they had been announced put in the match, had they been the final four, I wouldn't have been mad at that. Especially the one coming in first. Miss Parker, Miss Jada Parker to the front stage, please, if you will.
Oh, Jada. Ooh wee.
You know that? How do you feel about her new music?
You know what? I didn't even really like.
Because they changed it a few weeks ago.
I honestly really didn't catch it, to be honest. Like, maybe because I seen her name on the screen and I was kind of just like paying attention to her entrance more than the music. But
Hmm.
I kind of didn't really like catch that they switched it up.
Yeah,
I was
but
more
again,
interested too that I was listening to the crowd reaction too, hearing if they was
yeah.
popping
How'd you
fun.
feel
Yeah,
about that?
yeah. I thought she got a good reaction though. Honestly, like I didn't hear nothing negative, and she's a heel. I
Hmm.
mean, she should be getting booed.
But again, everyone's been trying to figure out who should be worthy of a call up.
Now I say this, I get it. It's a Royal Rumble. It's a lot of people in the ring. They had some weird spots, like Jade. I think it was Natalia trying to do whatever move to her, and she couldn't like get her in position
Well,
at first.
we weren't there yet.
Yeah, like it was just stuff with Jada in there that was just like,
Yeah,
I don't
again,
know.
that could have been nerves.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of people in the ring too at that point,
Yeah,
to
because
be
again, at the
honest.
time there hadn't been elimination in a minute. But
Mm-hmm.
again, after that, we get the Secret Service Piper Niven.
Now, man, I didn't see Piper gonna accidentally take out Chelsea Green, but when they got to that portion of the match where I see Chelsea on the apron and I see just Piper like coming running from the far end, I'm like,
Hmm.
oh boy, oh
I
boy.
thought she was gonna stop in her tracks.
I wish just for some more fun, but no, she went full throttle.
Mhm. But then after Piper, we then get Miss Natalia Neidhart. It's always great to see Natty. I just wish we saw more of her.
Yeah, I was hyped to hear her music, but I'm gonna be honest,
You never
this
hear it anymore.
yeah, for somebody that I'm gonna be honest, like I'm gonna just shoot off the hip. For somebody that trains people and she's such a legend in the game, this wasn't like I really didn't feel like this was like her appearances need to be more meaningful. And I don't know if it's her trying new things. I'd like her to don the heart colors again.
Hmm.
Like you kind of looked like
Or at
Liv
least, or
Morgan
what?
at some,
Or keep the glasses and the jacket.
yeah,
Something.
something. Cause Liv from behind, her and Liv Morgan almost had similar look in terms of the gear and the hair.
Hmm. There's one was light, one was dark.
Yeah, so it was kind of like you could easily lose her in the crowd, and that's Natalia.
Yeah.
Natalia shouldn't be easily getting lost in the shuffle in terms of look, visual. This is a heart right here we talking about. I just
Most most
I really
women's
fuck with her.
matches in history.
So yeah, I think there should be. I get she got to do the job, but the presentation I would expect a little bit more, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Just to be honest.
But then
Oof,
we had to crank the energy up one more time.
man.
Yet newly signed, making her return to the Royal Rumble.
Oh wait,
Some may call her Muscle Mommy, others call her the Juggernaut, Jordan Grace. Welcome back.
gotta hide my cookies from you, girl. Heard she likes some cookies. Cookies, nah, but yeah, shout out to Jordan Grace, man. She's phenomenal. Um, I heard her on Chris Van Vliet. Shout out to Chris. Great interview she put on over there. Um, and I really like how she's on this new regimen because she came through shredded last year, right? And this year she comes in still in great shape and all of that. But I really feel like she's gonna be WWE ready main roster. So I don't know what's the plans with her. Them throwing, I think it was a NXT superstar that had taken her out. So we may see her go down to NXT.
And she still has unfinished business with a couple ladies down there, and she'd been featuring there pretty frequently before the end of her contract. So she'll probably wrap those stories up before she gets called up. So I expect her to get called up maybe around SummerSlam.
But I don't want to forget about a few before that elimination occurred. A moment that stood out to me. Jordan Grace and Naomi went for a hug.
One of
How'd
my
you,
favorite moments of the match, actually one of my favorite moments of the entire night. They
bro?
embraced the hug like
I can't see
again
it. They going
because
up.
they got history in TNA. They good friends, whatever. Within what a few about 2 3 seconds actually when it's happened, you got Bianca Belair damn near snatching her ball and looking at Naomi. What we doing?
For real. Like I thought that was so like out of character for Bianca because
Was it though?
I don't know. I don't know. I've never. Uh,
Maybe she's just
I don't know.
reminding us who she is.
Maybe it showed a little possessiveness that was like weird because it's like you just moved on from Jade,
We don't
so
know that.
we
Remember, they were the big
listen.
three.
And then Jade not being at the Royal Rumble tonight, like
The
it was
plot
kind of
twist.
weird to me too. I'm just I don't know where this whole storyline with Bianca, Naomi, if Jade is even, is there any word like is Jade and WWE on good terms? Is that like there's something happening there like
Well, again, knowing Triple H, there's a time and a place.
place?
Given what we saw not long after this, we got with Jordan Grace and all that. you don't want Jade return to be or any return to be overshadowed. But before we get to that, we had
Mm-hmm.
Michi appear, and again, she put in work and all that. Um, I, I, if memory serves, Jada cleaned her clock, took her head off with a hip attack.
Man,
I just clipped her good.
how'd you feel about Jada eliminating Jordan Grace?
I thought that was pretty big.
I thought that was huge too.
Because
Considering that Jada Parker's fairly like she's like almost what her rookie or sophomore season if we wanted to say year
she
one, year
we could
two.
say she's in her sophomore year now,
Yeah, like
and
that's
and,
I like wow.
and again also her and Lola Vice have been putting on classics on NXT. But I think it's safe to say, in my opinion, y'all can fight me on this all you want. You're still gonna lose. The biggest surprise of the night, the entire night, in my opinion. Many thought that she'd never
Damn,
come
Jada.
back, but Miss 5 Feet of Fury herself, a former world champion, Alexa Bliss is back. And not only back, she brought her homegirl Lily with her. There you go.
I need to get the one with the six on it. I seen they got the six. She got the doll with the six on it.
You saw that too, huh?
Yeah, oh baby. I think I just while you speak, I'm gonna just leave this somewhere over here, put it somewhere over here so you guys can see. Keep it right here
But
close.
maybe we should say that till it's official because we don't want to get our hopes up for that. 'Cause you know how they work.
Right?
We don't know what
Yep.
we don't know what show she's gonna be on yet.
Yeah, she could have just did a homage, a little shout out,
Yeah, but we shall see.
cause she seemed
But
like very much an Alexa Bliss character and not Wyatt Six character.
hmm
But
but
man,
again, she has missed a
major
beat.
surprise,
She
major
has not
surprise.
missed a beat. Welcome home.
Oh wait,
Well, again, I don't think anybody saw this coming.
I feel like with all respect, I think like she was the original template for like small female wrestlers that can like get it done.
Yeah, she cracked the code.
Yeah, for real. Because everything she
I mean,
did, I
you can
mean,
argue you can argue AJ Lee as well, but still,
yeah,
like both they're both very different in their own ways.
nah, for
Similar
sure.
gimmicks, you can argue, but yeah, those might be that might be 1A and 1B right there.
For sure. Cause they both had the two different kind of crazies. And they had similar routes. Started well, I don't know if AJ started as a valet, but she was playing valet. So was Alexa Bliss down in NXT for Buddy Murphy and the other brother he used to team with at the time.
What was his name?
You remember though, they had that feud and
Yeah.
stuff going
Oh, this is
on.
gonna bug me. Let's see. This is gonna bug the shit out of me.
And then I feel like the name is right there too for me, but I can't even think about it. Definitely a great showing for Alexa Bliss though tonight. I was happy for her. I'm glad this is the rare instant where WWE, Alexa Bliss, everybody involved got it right. Y'all pump faked us with the contract situation.
It was Blake and Murphy.
Yeah, Wesley Blake or Blake Wesley.
You
Yeah.
might remember the first one, but yeah.
Wesley Blake. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wow. Yeah. NXT times right there. Man, but yeah, I think they did a great job keeping this one under wraps, pump faking us. I seen reports that Alexa Bliss didn't agree to a new contract. That's what I like
Yeah.
to see.
They're
Throw us
they're
off the
they're
scent,
they're,
baby.
they're not even close to terms.
Yeah, throw us off the scent, baby. I love it
Now
because ooh, that was just beautiful. Ooh,
now again, once again, it seemed like with both rumbles there was a running trait of certain adjust or changes coming in waves. Now we talked about smaller stature women. Now these next two I honestly could have done without,
okay.
and that's Zelina Vega and Candice
Candace
Gargano.
LeRae. Yeah. You called the Gargano? Got like a nah, I know Gargano.
The Poison Pixie.
Man, oh shit. Man, nah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Candice LeRae, her
I could have
stock
done
is
without both of
yeah.
them, but yeah. So their stuff was what it was, and it seems like these final seven names, much like with the men's, we ended with the heavy hitters.
Number 24, when she came out, I instantly changed my pick and I wanted her to take it all the way. I'm gonna be
Oh,
honest.
talking about Stephanie Vakor.
Yes. Cause instantly, bro, I don't lie on this. We know what's money, Razor. You know what's money. I know what's money. Snake Eyes know what's money. As soon as I said, yo, she gonna show, she came in the ring, cross body, springboard, no
We all
playing
can
no
spot the it
games.
factor.
Yes. Like she came in playing no games, hitting all her spots. And I think that would have been a splash right there. If you want to do something different, like I love Charlotte Flair too. Like I think we was safe on knowing she was gonna be a high favorite to win. But I think if you wanted to do something different, Stephanie Valkyrie could have
This would have been a lovely curveball.
lovely.
And
Even
now the one that
Roxanne, but
yeah,
Stephanie to me was like I love her in ring style to be honest. Like
yeah, but now and now the next woman again a very wholesome surprise because it seems like the older she gets, the younger she moves.
oof.
Miss Stratusfaction herself, one of the original bad ones, wrote the book on how to be in the HBIC and WWE. Miss Trish Stratus.
This was a surprise to me.
Once
I
I
was like, wow.
once I heard that giggle, I'm like, oh my god, somebody pinch me.
Oh, it's time to rock and roll. Yeah. Oh
Shout out Low
wait.
Camp too. Folks don't know
Nah,
that's her on the song.
man. I was hyped
And
to see her. You think she gonna stick around? Like,
again, she comes and goes as she pleases.
mm-hmm.
If she were to do a part time run here and there, again, I wouldn't be mad at it because you know she could still go belt to belt, put most of these girls to shame. Now
Man.
this next woman was I get why they put her in, but I still don't know what to make out of her. Raquel.
Raquel, one, I think she needs new gear. I don't know if that'll help, but like she needs something to the presentation to add. And then I feel like her ring stuff ain't all that bad, but she didn't really do nothing
There's some
outstanding.
missing.
Yeah. She didn't do nothing outstanding. Like
All she was just help lift for the most part till she got booted out. But still, it's like and it was odd.
that was kind of disappointing too though. Like they had a chance to kind of like maybe tease something with them and nah, she really just helped her the whole time. Like
Now the next one again, we knew she was on the way back. She said she was coming back at the Rumble. The Queen has returned.
mm,
The Queen was looking jacked to the gills,
man.
and again, much like Bliss, not missed a beat.
The only thing I say about Charlotte to be honest is that like she like you said she looks so much more lean now, but I got to get accustomed to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was times where I felt like the offense felt it looked a little weird from her.
Well, again, she's always had a fairly unorthodox style, but I think it was because we haven't seen her that style in so long, and we've seen everyone else do something different, literally different. So let's see
Mhm.
how this adapts with what's been going on while she's been gone.
Yeah, we definitely got to see how that work out. Yeah, she was super lean for sure.
But now, much like you touched on with Stephanie, and like I said, as far as we spot the it factor, and one that once she came in the fold, had they made a pivot to someone other than Charlotte winning, you got to throw her name in the hat too, and that's Julia.
I was
Beautiful
surprised to see her
violence.
out there.
And with her, who's the first one that she sees while she's there and has to throw balls? And I forgot that she was on the match because she started the damn thing. She had to go Eagle Sky.
Hmm. I felt like they moment breezed by kind of quick too, to be honest.
Hmm. That you could have did a clearer, and then much like with Roman and Seth, you could have did something similar. But I get it. Most of these women are there for the first time. A lot of them is the biggest crowd they've ever seen. So again, emotions are running high and heavy, but again, still not bad. But then we get to number 29. Your odds-on favorite to win the whole damn show, the Queen of the Ring, the former women's champion, Nia Jax.
Mm.
Now again, we talked about there's a lot of bodies in that ring. She cleared what 6 or 8 in less than a minute.
How'd you feel about that spot? And everybody, not only that spot, but who she took out in that spot.
Exactly.
Took out all the top favors. Like, we talk
Most of them,
about
yeah.
Bianca, Raquel, Liv. Like, I mean, I think it was maybe 6 people involved in that little.
That first one was 6, and she got a couple more.
That's insane right there.
But also, let's also forget they kind of touched on this earlier. She has the most eliminations for the women's rumble all time.
And she just kept adding on to that.
Yeah, she got like 8 or 9 today. And then at number 30, another one of WWE's worst kept secrets, a pioneer of the current women's division, who famously was one of the leaders and generals behind the Divas Revolution. Another decorated world champion, a WWE Hall of Famer, fearless Nikki Bella has finally made her return.
Now
It's been a minute.
I felt split about this. I'm gonna be honest. I
So
felt
go
like
on.
I felt like this was a good return, but it could have went like imagine if the crowd wasn't fucking with it, then it kind of would have like validated the split I'm talking about. Like the split I'm talking about is like again, I'm thinking where's Jade at? Like even if Jade not gonna
Right.
win this shit, like what like
I
we
get that.
see yeah, like okay. And then we got 2 female legends, like shit, we was afraid of that with the men's, but
Shit, 3 if you count Charlotte. She got to throw her name in that hat too.
right, I mean, yeah, and she won the damn thing. Which was again, I think like everybody kind of knew once she was gearing up to come back around Rumble time, everybody kind of knew it's a safe bet. You have her win this shit, it's a good story versus her versus Rhea or her versus Tiffany, either or.
Now, on the topic of Nikki, assuming she's back for a good amount of time, who, what show do we want her on, and who do you want to see her in the ring with?
I will put her on Raw. I don't know why my mind is saying that. I think it's because like she wears red and shit like that, and I think
She's
that's what
always
I'm.
worn red.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think like I don't know. Does it look weird to you when you see all the people on SmackDown that be wearing red and it's like they wearing all this red on that damn blue?
I mean, Bloodline was doing that for 4 years.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it look weird. Like the other day when Jimmy was wearing the all red on the damn blue, I was like, man, it's the blue fault though. It ain't the red's fault. It's the blue's fault.
Hey, we don't need to start no
No
gang shit
color
right now,
wars.
whatever. And we ain't on that timing, peoples. We ain't on that timing. The
When
color
people
the
wear
color scheme
blue,
is pure coincidence.
right? When people wear blue on Raw, it don't look as bad. I don't know why.
He's under the weather, folks. His brain's taking a left turn at Albuquerque.
I'm screaming. Yeah, I'm a big color scheme person, like for real.
He's talking about the visual presentation.
Nah, for real. Yeah. Thank you, Ray. The disclaimers, man.
Man,
I don't know though. I think they really it was a. I don't see the intent. Well, she ain't even do much in the Rumble either. Like I don't know.
what again? When was the last time we saw her in the ring?
Yeah,
Like I
it's been a
said,
while.
it's
Like
been a minute. So, like I said, it was just a one off. Is she trying to do a little quick part time run? She's retired twice before, but it's like so again. What is again? If she's just doing one offs, cool. If she wants to do a little part time run, I'm cool with that too. Um,
yeah, I was watching for Jade. You said you see, like that's nah. I mean, I wanted to see her inclusion in the Rumble too. I was a little disappointed in that to just get, you know, I mean not to just get, but I'm saying though, like when you got Trish and um Nikki Bella coming back, and realistically, they ain't in no story. So it's like, yeah, it's cool to pop for tonight. But I'm talking about like Jade is actually in a. We could have really booked a scenario for WrestleMania with her and Bianca, and we could still get to that. But I think a lot of people seen this happening at the Rumble. Now it's kind of like, okay, we gotta wait and see.
would you be opposed to Nikki challenging Tiffany only for Tiffany to put her over, or Tiffany to retain and beat Nikki to try to put some credibility on her?
Mm, that would be nice too, though. Nikki and
Because
Tiffany.
honestly, Rhea would run laps around to where it wouldn't even be a fair fight. Tiffany, I think she can work with Tiffany and get her to that Rhea level. Um, you may hate the idea, but even the idea of her on NXT don't sound too bad, to be honest.
Mm.
Let her mold that new generation. Imagine what she could do for a Kalani Jordan or a Lola Vice.
You said Triple H said more returns with the woman were coming. Yeah, I just wish that Jade was one of those returns.
Again, but remember, she's on the way. You got Becky on the way. Um, who else? Maybe Asuka's on the way. Once we get that weird shit that scared her taken care of, she'll be on the way.
I think
I'm
that's
sure.
another one I thought was gonna be in the match. Maybe Oscar.
I think if this stuff didn't happen recently, she probably could have. Um, but again, also remember later this year, we're ultimately gonna get Saraya or Paige back. I would assume. Again, there are some veterans coming back.
This Rumble was the biggest one. Yes, she should have been a part of it. Mm.
It's gonna be okay, streets. It's gonna be okay.
And I also think too, it would have been a good. I mean, we could always get there, but we can't always take time for granted. But like, they could have had a moment with her and Charlotte in this Royal Rumble match. They had that stare down. Cause if I'm not mistaken, Charlotte wasn't in last year's Rumble.
She was hurt,
Yeah, so they didn't get to have that moment last year with Jade and Charlotte.
but again, what if that's the Mania match instead of Jade and Bianca?
Jade and Charlotte.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Jade would have to win the championship somehow.
Well, again, like I said, you got the. What if Charlotte beats Rhea or Tiffany? Again, there's a lot of ways you can move this around,
Hmm. What would be
but
crazy is if now that Jade ain't in the tag team or that Naomi's holding that belt, she just slide herself into the singles division, like, and like let's say they do a woman's chamber and Jade is a surprise entrant.
again, could be a mystery. What number 6?
Mm-hmm.
Possibility.
Charlotte doesn't want it. Yeah.
But like I said, these next 6 weeks are gonna be fun. But I think now that we know that Charlotte is the winner, I feel the bigger matches with Tiffany. Um, I wouldn't be opposed if we get Charlotte and Rhea again either. But I think the bigger match, the fresher match, would be her against Tiffany. Because again, Charlotte don't need to win anytime soon.
She got the most reigns for females.
Yeah,
So she'll just be basically just chasing her father's record.
yeah, that's all she's doing at this point. Or you can make her a Grand Slam champion and go after the U.S. or IC belts in the process. Just again, just for the purpose of just adding another badge on her decorated Hall of Fame career.
Yeah.
Who's to say she don't win Queen of the Ring next year if she stays healthy?
I don't know. I think a lot of her reigns came before in the Vince era.
Yeah.
So I think Triple H, want to look out for her and probably give her one and let her
Although,
rock out how she would want to rock out.
yeah, and like I said, there's plenty of women for to work with, and like I said, she's gone back down to NXT before for shits and giggles, much like Becky and most of the other horsewomen. But again, it's you can plug her anywhere and she'll make it work.
How'd you feel about the women's Royal Rumble match in general though? Like the whole thing from start to finish. Did it live up?
It was much more fluid than I thought. Like I said, there was a few people you could have swapped out and it wouldn't have made a difference for me personally. But overall, I thought it was a fun match. It's definitely these last couple women ones have definitely been better than most. Like I said, they're just there's certain women that I wish would have had a stronger performance because I want to see more out of them.
I say this. After discussing both Royal Rumble matches, I thought that we'd see more like something out the realm happen, and maybe I thought in the female match it'd probably occur with the once I seen all the NXT women. I think they probably dropped it right there for that. I get Charlotte. The men's shit. I would have thought they would have been more like, given the way that the whole year has been. That way that the last moment ended was the craziest shit. But I thought there would have been like more foul play or some more chicanery from the bloodline, perhaps. But I guess everything just came to a cool down in a weird way for that storyline specifically for me.
And I feel as I said with the women's rumble as a whole, had they swapped rotated around like certain women and what were their spot and the overall performance, it might have come off a little bit better. But they get a C plus. Like it was good, but if you move certain people around, I think that's the difference between good and great.
That's kind of like, so I don't know if that's exactly what Razor was saying, but that was something along the lines of what he was saying. They all face off to see something about night two. I mean, if it all makes sense for me, I think they've done it in the past. Like I said last year, it made sense. One night, the first night's events led to what we see night two. That's something very unique in wrestling. I don't see that often. So yeah, I'll fuck with it, especially if it's done the right way. As long as they don't lie, I mean, Jay still gets his main event I don't
Or
know what.
again, like you were saying, you get your 6-person Hell in a Cell, and you try to replicate that pop from the Yes Move where Brian beat Evolution. You have Jey Uso beat 5 of the top men of all time in recent memory in a cage match to win the belt.
That'll be fucking insane.
Imagine the end of night 2. Jay's above that cage, yeeting while holding the undisputed heavyweight championship. And you have Stu pan the visual where Roman is outside the cage on the floor just looking up, and he's just shocked.
That'll be something right there.
And then from that moment, you could build up until SummerSlam, and when maybe you have Roman versus Jay, and that could be your SummerSlam main event right there. And then just to shut people up, then you could probably build a Cody Roman 3 at Survivor Series.
I just feel like, to be honest, like I've been saying, for me, I gotta see where they gonna take because I feel like they're in a definitely different way of booking,
Right.
and I feel like the storylines that we wanted to see finish and play out, I feel like they kind of going away from them and want us to get used to something else they putting in place.
Hmm.
Which I'm for that, but I'm kind of not for the ignoring or just walking away from said stories. Like I kind of want to. All right, if y'all plan on ending it, let's just put a conclusion, cap this shit
Hmm.
off.
And then so we can move on.
Yeah,
But speaking of adding new stuff here and there, how'd you feel about the ticker they used for the both Rumble matches?
I thought it was fire. I thought it was a little bulky at first. Um, it's up there almost the whole. I mean, it's up there the whole time. So it's cool though, cause it gives you a lot of information. Like if you're a casual or don't know, it gives you a lot of information. So who's out there, what's going on throughout the match. I seen the ticker say, "Oh, Roman Reigns eliminated." You know what I'm
How many
saying?
eliminations?
Yeah,
Who's got the most all if they're chasing a most all time record? Who's got that? How long they were in the Rumble itself? Who's still
yeah.
in? What was
So
the actual order of the entrance?
I
If
enjoyed
you're
that.
keeping track,
Yeah.
and also had like their home countries as well. But again, overall, I think both Rumbles were fun. And again, let's see where they go with their selection choices because it seems like it's going. We may have we kind of predicted what was going to happen now, but now that we're here, it's like okay, now what do they really got going on?
It's just it's tough when 6 months ago or over the summertime when we predict how or what we think is gonna happen at the Royal Rumble, and then it's like nowhere near that shit happened.
Right.
That's the part that is kind of it's cool, and then it's kind of not cool because the only reason it didn't happen is because they didn't want it to happen.
And their reasonings for the most part will be not right now.
Not right now.
There's a plan for the plan. There's always a plan B.
Mm. Like, cause am I wrong for saying I think some of us thought that The Rock would have had more involvement in some kind of story, whether it was Cody's or Roman, up until this point, like from the day after last WrestleMania when he did that handshake with Cody. Next time I see you, I'm coming to take your belt. All that good jazz.
Right.
I like it. Just I don't know. I feel like sometimes it makes good for us to convo like the barbershop talk, right? Like, but just then deep. Are we dive? Oh, do we dive deep? Do we go too far sometimes?
We could, but like I said, we
He sold us a dream. Cause I don't know what to make of it, to be honest.
or again, it's like we're trying to read decipher the Mayan calendar. We think we figured out what date subsequently happened, but our math was off.
It's cause another thing I want to get to. What I feel personally when The Rock came back and did the whole final ball shit, wrestling was quote unquote. I'm doing the air quotes cool again. Rock was taking us on that ride.
The nostalgia was back. Like I'm gonna use the Tony Khan phrase real quick. He restored the feeling,
Yeah. And then the feeling hasn't been there for quite some time since then, to be honest.
and that could be Triple H telling Rock on a power move type shit. Go see what my guys can do before you start changing shit around.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but selfishly, I would have like thought that the bloodline, Cody Solo, all of this shit would have somewhat been more prominent at the Royal Rumble. I feel like they did a pivot where now like I don't know what happened and what made them want to do this pivot, but the pivot of wanting to put Punk near Roman Reigns in that situation,
What inning are we in?
man, shit feel like
Again, like I
what's
said,
the shit that happens at the bottom of the seventh or the top of the seventh, the
the
little
seventh inning
intermission.
stretch.
Yeah, we at the seventh in the stretch.
But again, we very well could because again, like this, the way Paul Heyman's done the Blood and stuff, like every few months, it's its own different chapter. And again, it may start off a little weird at first, but as creative as Paul Heyman is, and like I said, in about a few weeks' time, I'm sure this is all going to make perfect sense, and we're going to look back on that scuffle, going, "Yep, that was the move." That's always been the case. Let's see if it still holds true. Time will tell.
Yeah, it I don't know. It just feels like, to be honest, it feels like the bloodline storyline was nurtured in a way where at first they was taking it slow, making everything make sense, and then things kind of just started speeding up and happening and not having no consequence, no reason, no backlash, just a few empty pockets kind of where like, okay, this is happening, but and one side like the OG bloodline, we didn't get the apology, the Roman and Jay stuff. On the other side, Solo lost. You just walked away. Does losing not have consequences for you?
The dealer
Like,
never reveals his hand.
man,
He ain't finished dealing out the cards yet. Like I said, this is page one, chapter one. And
I mean,
listen,
I would hope so. I'll be giving it my faith, but
so
sometimes I
do
feel
I.
there's times they just gonna abandon ship.
Yeah, but again, we've been saying that about the bloodline for over 5 years now. We've been on the bottom of the roller coaster with them before, and again, they've always find a way to make it work. Sometimes it may take a little bit longer than what we're accustomed to, but ultimately it will work. Look what happened with Solo. How many were doubting him when he took out Jimmy and Jay? So again, this will work. Just give it a minute.
Ah,
What I'm very curious to know if it'll work or not was the match that followed the Women's Royal Rumble, which was the best 2 out of 3 falls for the tag team championships. between
Oh,
Motor City Machine Guns and We Are.
man, that shit pissed me off.
Well, it was there was a few spots that were interesting. For example, the way DIY scored that first pinfall.
It was a great match up until the end. Like I'm gonna say that they put on a phenomenal tag team display, 2 out of 3 falls. It was just the Street Profits at the end.
Now, could you
Mm.
just be scarred from what's happened with them in the past, to where you're reluctant to give them a chance to go around?
It's that, and they not good heels to me. I'm gonna be honest. They not good heels. I'm gonna just say it. I love
Well,
them, but they're not good heels.
if you're counting the Street Profits, I mean, with the Hurt Business stuff with Lashley, I don't think that was given a chance to actually breathe.
Yeah,
That could have been a Triple H thing. That could have been an MVP thing. We'll never know.
I just feel
But
like I'm gonna be honest. My brother Montez Ford, he's just too much of a happy movement dude. Like his energy is so he's so energetic that I can't buy him being a bad guy. He just do happy shit after doing some bad shit.
I can see Dawkins being a heel.
Yeah, like Dawkins got more of a like I'm tired of this shit kind of vibe.
He got that gutter look in him.
Yeah, Ford, he's just always happy, bro. Like he can attack somebody and just start smiling and doing some like happy shit, some troll happy shit. And it's like,
Well,
no, bro, I don't need you to be happy, troll. No, just be serious. Be, your muscles, bro. You're able to lay these dudes out, and he needs to even switch his style, bro. Like if he's gonna be a heel, I need them to stop flipping so much. You know what I'm saying? Like let's get to that.
yeah,
Stop trying to get the pop from the crowd, bro. That's where it starts.
maybe the eighth time's a charm. Who knows?
Maybe, cause fucking Ford is in phenomenal shape as always. Nothing new, but man, I just
I
can't
mean, he's
bottom
damn
his.
talented too.
Yeah, like I love them being the for the people kind, but if they're gonna be heels, like you said, this time it gotta work. If the stop and start shit, I can't. Not
Now,
this time.
do you after that do you build a team up? Because what else can you do with them together after this?
I mean, do they stay with BFAB?
Or BPAP stays with Dogs and Dogs turns on Tez?
Mm. Not gonna lie, Charlotte's outfit was weird tonight. I'm not gonna hold you. Shout out to the winner, Charlotte. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's because I see it up on my screen right now.
I'm screaming.
But yeah, that tag team match, like, I thought it was great. That first pinfall that you talking about, genius. I loved it.
But
Magnificent.
at first, I'm like, the
I
hell's
had the
he
same
doing?
I had the same reaction. Like, yo, did he botch that? Like, he pulled his hand back before he made contact.
I thought they were gonna go towards maybe he was gonna turn on Champa and Guns get a 2-0 sweep.
Mm.
That's where my brain went right away. I'm like, there's no fucking way. We're gonna do a swerve right now? And then I got excited for that.
Yeah. I thought I thought it was just like a mess up. So then when I seen them play into the he didn't get tagged in, I was like, oh nah, that's genius. I love it. Beautiful way
Because
for them to
Saban's
get the
taking this
first.
attack.
Yep. But again, like we've been speaking about Gargano, the weaker of the tag team, he doesn't get the pinfall. There's Champa, and then the Machine Guns get a pinfall over over Gargano to make it
And,
1-1.
and Champa got the last pin.
Man, like who's carrying, right?
But also, real quick, what's your thoughts on them still using Shatter Machine? Is that a certain screw you to FTR, or do you
It
think it's
can't
more of an
be.
homage thing?
It could be the either or. It could be either or. But again, a good tag team match. I could have did without the interference. This is just a cheap way to And my eyes tell me what I already knew. Between them two teams, Machine Guns are the tag team champions. The Profits didn't have no rhyme or reason to come out here and do this. The way they tried to attack DIY after looked weird. Like again, which is the Ford shit I was talking about. I can't he let them escape. He let them escape. And who came down, beat them up? Dawkins. Come on, man. It's
Again,
just
like I
like
said, hopefully this time's different. That's
yeah.
let's hope.
Sometimes
Then
it feel like looking at Ford sometimes like it just be looking forced when he's in that heel position. Like it's just maybe that one time when they frustrated and not getting an opportunity that they legit look like, all right,
he don't make a good heel, just like Charlotte don't make a good baby face. It's just one of those things.
yeah, yep.
It happens.
But I mean, I called for it on Twitter. I said maybe I wouldn't want to see. I see a lot of people talking about a triple threat with these teams at fucking WrestleMania. No, I don't give a
Again,
fuck about no Jeff
if we,
Hardy, Ladder Boys moments, TLC moments. Come on, man.
I will say this: if there's no tag team chamber match, I can see uh the machine guns and the profits fight at the PLE, and the winner, hopefully, profits will get DIY at Mania.
Shit is
That
it's
that
just
that's what I'm hoping for. But again, the profits right now, they're gonna need a lot to convince me. I want to pull for them. I truthfully do, but I got to see something.
and it was Julia that took out. I said Jada Parker earlier. It was Julia that took out Jordan Grace. So
Yep,
pardon
yep.
me for that, chat. Yeah,
It's
it was
all good.
Julia right there. But I mean, I thought this match, I tried to make every rhyme and reason for it to make sense, and it made sense in the fact
It was
that
fine.
yeah, these gentlemen weren't going to be in the Royal Rumble match. We've seen that they had Braun Breaker and Shinsuke both in the match, so why have them defend or be in a match tonight and go into the Rumble? It just made sense. Okay, I wasn't tripping. Um, I felt like again it was a good in between. This was the second match of the night after the Rumble. The match right before the Cody and Kevin match. So it's one of these
Now,
matches had to
now
be like, you know,
the dud.
yeah.
Yeah, and this one, no disrespect with this one. Yeah, compared to what we saw, because let's be honest, you and I, the bar said pretty low for for the ladder match,
Mhm. Which I'm
and
glad that they turned it up.
yeah, they did. But like I said, Cody needs to be more like this. But again, this was Cody being just tiptoeing across being a babyface and a heel.
What you
Cody
thought of
was
his
getting.
gear?
I thought that jacket was amazing.
I like the flame, like that little flame design coming across the
That
jacket and the
yeah
leg.
yeah that was that looked beautiful.
Yeah, I like that for him right there. I'm not gonna lie. After Mania, Seth continues his thing. But yeah, my bad, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just thinking about the visual of the match when you
No,
start
you good.
speaking about it. Hmm.
Yeah, but like I said, that match it again it was the perfect amount of ugly. Um,
I knew he was gonna get
but
ugly when he walked under the ladder.
before before we dive into the match, let me ask you this, just off the top after watching it live. Where does this compare to Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels?
Oh wait, I mean, this was again one of those ones. And it's funny you say that. We went to that reference and they did like a 2025 version of it where there was no outside interference other than the Sami Zayn coming to check on somebody
That was
stuff.
even interference.
Yeah, there was no, which I was surprised by that, but yeah, I thought it was a great matchup for it to be a ladder match and Yeah, the story that was told, the sense of urgency. Cody wasn't trying to let Kevin climbed that ladder for nothing. Every time he see you would usually see somebody kind of like walk slow or dragging themselves. Cody every time would just run up and like basically try to tackle this man off the damn ladder. Like the
Shout out to
sense
the
of
baby ladder.
oh, the baby ladder stuff was crazy because I'm here thinking,
Kevin's
all
feeling like it's a
right,
damn chair.
man, I'm thinking gimmick street. Like here we go with the like
So
the
someone getting this shit just busted right now.
man. The way that Cody, I forgot what move he took off that. It might have been a suplex or a power bomb or something. But whatever move Kevin Owens landed on Cody on the baby ladder, the little ladder. Oh, that should look like it hurt. And I'm not even talking about the other one, from the turnbuckle when he had to
The ladder
bridge the
table.
ladder. Yeah. Oh man, that spot was sick too. Kevin Owens with the T's going for the low risk maneuver, climbing to the top of the low ladder, and saying, y'all don't get this. Bro, when he threw the ladder out the ring, who the hell put the ladder back in the ring? Did Cody go get it?
He went and got it.
Bro, what the hell? I was like, yo,
That's what I
I
thought.
could,
I'm like, he's petty as hell.
yeah, I was like, he just threw the ladder all out the ring. They turned the camera, and next thing I know, I see Cody running with this. I'm like, yo,
I'm pretty sure he went out and got it.
yeah. I'm like, nah, like that was crazy. But again, this is very much one of those instances where like Cody's being pushed to a limit that we know he can go to, and he's here
He has
showing
to go to
us,
that dark place.
yeah, I could go here. I felt like there was something I can't think off the top of my head, but I feel like there was something else he did in that match that stood out to me to Kevin Owens. Oh yeah, when he took out the bottom of the ladder, when he kicked out the
Oh yeah, stomped it out.
yeah, I was like, uh
I saw.
oh.
Oh, this is different.
I was like, okay, he's about to tune him up with that.
I was thinking. I'm like, okay, so you did learn something from Randy.
And you know what was crazy too? You heard the commentary on that portion. Wade
Mm-hmm.
Barrett said he did that to Cody Rhodes himself, like that
Yeah.
same exact thing. And I was like, here go that. All I could think about is that Cody Rhodes taking the move stuff. He was in the match with Wade Barrett. He's
Yeah.
taking the
Yeah.
ladder spot.
Yeah. Cody's. For those that don't know, Cody's got a running bit with everybody. If he's wrestled you at least 5 times, he's allowed to use your entire move set. He don't give a damn who you are. If you wrestle more than 5 times, you have no say so whether he can take your shit or not. It's his. He's got. It's just. He's like, I didn't make the rules. I just enforce it.
I would like to talk about the Sami Zayn moment for a second, cause
We
I
talking about
feel that
when he first came in, or do you want to go to that spot that summoned him first?
the one that summoned him first.
Okay, yeah, because again, this is where again they almost lost me with this. I'm gonna be honest
Hmm.
because we see Cody take that incredible what would you call it a fisherman brainbuster or whatever, some type of neck breaker.
Yeah, up, yep.
The way he sold it, like everyone thought something was wrong,
Yeah, he like popped right off the ladder
and
and
then just went
fucking
limp.
timber.
Like, yeah, he did.
Nah, he showed that's like lightning in a
And it looked
bottle. You
and all this was still like he was trying to legitimately stop the match. I was like, wait, what are we doing?
man,
And I was a little weird, whatever. And then they roll out, and then suddenly Cody's awake and does whatever, bounces off the table. They almost lost me with that because I'm like, why is he trying to do the Super Cena shit again? But
yeah,
then, but then Kevin tries to get his leg back. He goes for that. He's attempting that package pile driver. Doesn't get him up. Cody is slowly getting him up, grabs him by the legs. We see a ladder that's already positioned between the announce table and the apron. Cody notices it with his peripherals, turns around. Alabama slam. And Kevin didn't move after that. But in the process of all this, as before all that, in the middle, we see one man come out with the Hurricane Helms, with the Jamie Nobles, all this, all the trainers, the medical referees. We see Sami Zayn appear. But what's most interesting is he was only checking to see if Kevin was okay. He didn't give a damn what Cody was doing. And when Cody hit that Alabama slam, he stayed by Kevin's side as Cody climbs up and pulls down both championships. And he's he around that moment, and when he goes down, goes back up to one of the turnbuckles, he's talking at Kevin, but he's staring at Sammy while he's saying it, which I thought was very interesting. He said we're done all that, but he was saying some other things, but he's talking at Kevin, but he's locking eyes with Sami Zayn.
Razor was live on TikTok. I was just in there in his chat, turning up.
Watch him. Oh, we got a surprise after we go over this match for you guys about that too. That he was supposed to mention earlier, but I gotta do it for him. Don't worry, I got you, big dog. But anyways, but just I said, just if you guys happen, just watch this back. Just you can see Cody just staring right through Sami Zayn's heart,
Man, I felt like
and
Sami Zayn's usage here was just weird to me too, though. Like just visually, if you're
Sammy's
not
been
gonna
on
pick a
this.
side, yeah.
Sammy's been on this unknown path lately, to where honestly, I'm kind of liking it because we've seen some of this similar. This is kind of similar to the conspiracy theory statement. Like, what's he planning? Whose side is he really on? In his mind, what's fact? What's fiction? What's real? What's fake? What's true? What's all the stuff? Like, he has the feeling, but again, like he's listened to Drew. He's listened to Seth. He's listened to Kevin. Kevin's been telling him through thick or thin. We've been through hell and back, but like, if you help me win this, we will have our man, and you win. I will help you win the Rumble. And I think he was kind of taking that into consideration.
Mm.
And could you imagine what would have happened if Sami Zayn eliminates Jey Uso after Jey Uso eliminates Cena? We now have Sami Zayn as, at that point, siding with Kevin, maybe the biggest heel in WWE in all of wrestling.
That's what I'm saying.
This could have been as close to the Montreal Screwjob as you could have gotten without physically just fucking somebody over. You know, think of, let's break it down real quick. You could have legitimately blurred that line. You had a clear avenue to blur the line if Sammy never takes that super kick. That could have been a possibility if Kevin Owens could have been champion. And then could you imagine if Kevin Owens comes out, tries to mess with Sammy, whatever again? He's got history with Cena too. And next, they cost Jey Uso the Rumble. You thought the boos for Roman were loud 10 years ago when he won, when The Rock was trying to anoint him as the guy, and you had Roman and Rock booed out of the state of Pennsylvania, not just Philadelphia. This would have been about as loud as that. Like, Sammy would have been legitimately hated. That would,
Mm.
imagine what that would have done to the landscape of everything.
That's true.
But again, Sammy is on this weird path. I don't know where this leads to who, but he's got this weird artistic craft about him that it seems like no matter where he decides to go, I'm all in for it.
Oh man, sorry, I'm sneezing my life away over here.
It's all good. Yeah, but that match was a lot better than what I thought it would have been. But again, like I asked earlier, if we're like, where does this stand amongst what people call as the greatest singles ladder match in Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels? It's pretty. You guys, it's definitely up there. But do you think if this match stands the test of time, would it be as big or maybe bigger than that match?
It can be. I would have to watch it again and really see, but I mean, the implications for going forward. This is WrestleMania season. We don't really see too many ladder matches for the championship at a Rumble, if I'm not mistaken. Like this could very well be up there. And then the
I said
Shawn and Razor shit, it holds a high candle because that was probably like one
that
of
was one of that was one, if
WWE's
not maybe
first.
the first,
Yeah.
and that match was special in its own right.
Mhm.
And that's like the litmus test for singles matches for that stipulation. So again, this is one that I would happily rewatch any day of the week down the road in the future. But all in all, I'll pose the question that you kind of asked me, like overall, what would you grade the overall show?
I thought the overall show was lit, but I gotta understand that not everything's gonna be a surprise, I guess. And what I mean a surprise, I mean like a shocking moment, like shock value. Like I think the last year's been filled with shock value shit that sometimes I'm kind of looking for that going into these shows because those are the
Spoiled.
big, yeah, we spoil. It's the bigger, it's the bigger feel, the having something shocking happen in wrestling rather than the for like the possibility of something that you know can happen happening. It's cool, but when you see something and it just took you from left field, it's like wow, like. And I'm not sure what many moments could bring us that in wrestling at this time, but like,
The Amethyst asked a mighty good question, and right now he waits to see if Jey Uso is going to bow up and challenge him for the belt or not, which I think he should.
I think they're gonna try to play it safe with Cody.
Cody ain't do nothing till Mania.
Yeah,
If he does, it'll be random SmackDown matches, but I don't expect him at Chamber.
I feel like he's gonna have a Seth Rollins scenario if anything. Remember how Seth went into last year's Mania kind of hurt and he was still champion. They just gave him Drew and Drew beat him. Then Damian cashes in. Kind of, it might be a similar scenario.
Or, like I said, I feel that to give everyone the best chance for a quality main event is to have Cody just chill the fuck out, have him do something on SmackDown here or there, and just chill, coast. And then, like I said, if the move is for Jay to challenge him, okay, you just get healthy for that. If the move is for someone else to challenge him, you keep him on ice, but just have him just cut stuff at random. Nothing that no program that'll go on from now till Mania because there's no point for that. Just let's just see what the move is. If he's got to wait to find an opponent for Chamber, just maybe just have him be at the PLE in like a suite, like how kind of how Roman was at the Rumble last year, some similar
Mhm.
to that. But that's going to be the fascinating thing.
I'm gonna just be honest one more time though, because even though I did say that the shit was lit, I do feel like a little slight like I don't know, like you went to go see. I'm gonna just compare it to watching the Avengers movies and stuff like that. Like, feel like okay, everything's a hit, and then you just watch one of the films in the installment, and it's like I'm probably watching Avengers Endgame 1 right now. Remember when everybody got
Yeah.
snapped, disappeared, and we had to wait for the real ending? That's kind
Yep.
of how I feel right now, just to be honest.
And like I said, and that's kind of probably where they want us to be because again, this is to set up for WrestleMania. Now everything needs to be
Mhm.
answered right now. Like I said, today was chapter one, page one, paragraph one.
I mean, yeah, I could see that too. Amethyst, I was asking that. I think yesterday or one of the other episodes if Roman has ever won a Money in the Bank. I don't think I've seen that.
I don't think so either. But I think except for Roman, the match is to get him with Gunther, unless you do something with Seth and Punk on like a random show, and like I said, we work up to Roman at Money in the Bank. Like I said, there's a lot you can do with Roman. Like I said, Raw, it's a whole new world for him there right now. Like I said, I wouldn't be mad if he just bullies Braun Breaker and takes the IC belt from him
Do
before
we
he
see,
takes out Gunther.
do we see Roman at this episode of Raw?
I would be surprised if we don't, for two reasons. One, to address the Seth Rollins stuff, but two, will Jey Uso finally get his acknowledgement?
I think Cena shows up on Monday.
I could see him as well. Logan definitely. Yeah, this Raw is going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. Again, I know we joked about this in the past, but again, if there was a time where they do those, if they go back to a random 3 hour Raw, or maybe a little longer than that, this might be one of them where it
Yeah.
wouldn't hurt.
Mhm.
And especially again, what if you have Rock pull up on a Raw? What if Solo pulls up on a Raw on top of that? Because again, you want to give those folks their own respective moment because of how big they are to the bigger picture of things.
Yeah, I think like I'll be surprised if Monday is just like kind of like lackluster feel. If it doesn't feel important, I'll be surprised.
Okay, and if it's just an average Raw, with what Amethyst is about to be scarred with in the next couple minutes, we're gonna need to make a special picture with what she's about to see, and again, we will officially coordinate Raw as Razor ranting around or whatever the hell we agreed on. But yeah, I mean, let's hope see how it goes. Um, I said there's a lot that they can work with. It's just what do they which one do they deem the priority? Which route do they take? And now again, who's Jay going to challenge, and more importantly, who's going to be in the chamber? Right now, we can only speculate.
Yeah, me, but that was our 2025 Royal Rumble. I'd like to know everybody else's thoughts. Like, did y'all feel it lived up to your expectations? I know they definitely said this was the biggest Royal Rumble, and I'm gonna be honest, I feel like that's subjective to how
This has
long.
been the wildest ones for both of them in recent memory.
Yeah, like for me, I think this one will hold. Like, I'd have to go back and watch the year that Brock was in when Bobby Lashley and all of them was. That was a stacked year too, though.
It was that the year when Kane's record for most eliminations was finally broken, or a different one,
I think that's a different one. I think that's the year that Bobby Lashley had throughout Brock Lesnar setting up their little program shortly after.
probably.
Like that one was you talk about like a two-part Royal Rumble. That Royal Rumble felt like two parts. You had all of these big dudes come through early in the match. Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, and then in the second half it was like a whole different feel. You had the
Right.
likes of Edge and them coming back like different. No Jade, not the biggest. I mean, yeah,
Again, the term biggest is subjective.
yeah. Like for the men's, I don't know. Like Roman Reigns definitely being in it. You could add. that John Cena, but
That four-way visual for all four of them just standing still for about a second and a half was fun. The
like
chaos that happened after that clunk at the bottom six was intriguing. The final elimination was maybe a passing of the torch.
because essentially you telling me realistically it became the biggest because two names. It looked like everybody else was the same people from last year almost. Like Punk went far in last year's shit with Cody.
But
Drew
I
went
think I
far.
think it's one of those the individuals that were in that bottom 10. I think we got it, that should be taken note of.
I could see that.
Penta's debut, you can't sell that short because Braun staring down Roman and Jacob, you cannot look past that.
The Penta shit though, man, that shit almost went bad quick.
Again,
Man,
the kid was nervous. It happens. We
that
we almost we almost had a repeat of the WrestleMania '05 with Batista and Cena.
yeah, I felt like the crowd kind of got a little like they didn't know
They're
what to
like,
do right there.
"Whoa!"
Yeah, they didn't know what to do right there. But nah, I think it was solid though. Like the pace. If I'm removing the marketing that they got to put behind it, having the luchadors come out, that type of pace to start off. Then you get to the more heavy hitters down the line, the slower pace, the more methodical cats. I thought it worked perfect.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it worked perfect though. I'm
Um,
still not sure how I feel about Jay winning. Like I've wanted Jay to have so many moments that I don't know like if like we just watched him lose on last Saturday, bro.
two
Like I
weeks
don't
ago.
know. Yeah, like was it even two? Yeah, like
2 weeks ago.
come on, bro.
But
For the
again,
championship.
we'll see.
It's not even like we asking from for fucking for this shit from like a winning trajectory. We like this shit is just like legit. Like every time he's in a position of championship caliber shit, something bad happens. And the shit with Gunther was like the cleanest shit that happened. Like
And
every other time it's Jimmy or Solo or Jacob interfering. So it
but
made you feel, but
I was it on that notion. This what kind of separates him from others because, like I said, the way he approached it in his promo, whatever, he didn't sound dejected, defeated. Yeah, he was hurt, but he also came off as all right. Watch me bounce back. And again, for some reason, when he says it, the people believe him. Like, yeah,
yeah,
again, you are going to bounce back. We got you. Like I said, he's developed this rare ambiance about him that we haven't seen in decades. So again, so when Triple H notices that, I'm sure The Rock noticed that. So again, it seems like they might actually pull the trigger.
yeah, it's looking like it, and I'll be very shocked if they had a man win the Rumble and then have another heartbreaking moment. That'd just be crazy.
We're gonna see.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that for him. That'd be tough right there. But anything else you want to touch on before we spin?
No, again, let's see what Raw holds because again, there's a lot that they got to work with. Same with SmackDown.
Yeah, man. So y'all already know, chat. On Monday, we'll be back. We gonna come back with some more shit on Monday. The Monday Night Raw recap. Who y'all want to see as Pence's next opponent? It might be Ludwig. I don't know. We'll see. I bet Rikishi on cloud nine tonight.
Oh, that man is probably turning up as we speak.
Yeah.
He probably went to Zilla's watch party and now he's buying out the bar right now.
Oh yeah, chat. This is the exclusive first look of Razor's reaction when shit happened right there.
Okay, just quick context. This was my face when Cody won the match because I was legitimately just dumbfounded.
Yep. And then this is the second one after the
Yeah,
Jey Usos.
I was like, they really did it. They really did it.
That right there, I need that. We need
That
that,
was
Chad.
the moment I watched John Cena's feet hit the floor, right there.
Man. I said,
I
well,
had the same look he had on his face.
gotta
It's
love it,
like,
Chad.
in the words of Booker T, tell me that didn't just happen. I love, but again, look forward to seeing more of those PLEs to come. And if you
Chad,
want me to, I could do it for AEW ones, but a lot of it I might just fall asleep, or I might just be face palmed.
man. Chad, much love. We appreciate y'all rocking out. It's been a wonderful Saturday. We're gonna ride out with the song Ron Simmons. Damn.
Mm-hmm. My sentiments exactly.
I know what it is, Chad. Come on now.
Chilling at the head of the table where the boss is sitting, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out there, laid a big smile, no handcuff our officers. Hold on, wait,
Hold on,
I think
wait.
they lost the script, we got some shooters.
Ow.
It's off the hip, yeah. Oh, chilling at the head of the table where the boss is sitting, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate.
Amethyst, much love.
Everyone in chat, have a safe night and enjoy a beautiful weekend.
Yes, sir. I'm doubling down on what he said. No problem. We appreciate you being here, Amethyst. To my brother Young Streets out there. I see you, baby. Much love.
Whether it's in the bloodline or corporate, walk me out the arena, big smile, handcuffed by officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters.
Later, brody. I'ma come see you in the Discord if you still in there, man. Say what up to you.
Chilling at the head of the table where the boss is sitting.